Alrighty, folks, so we are into the game 2 of Sunday for the Great Canadian Open, round 3. We've got Boggler versus Qhorin Halfhand. So the scenario is here we stand, and looks like he's already loaded, which I assume means they've already done the challenge. And it looks like the same list that we've seen now each time, which is Mance Raider in Trappers, 3 units of Free Folk Raiders with Raid Leaders, which are free, more Trappers, and then the Hammer unit, which is Harma with Spearwives. We also have preloaded a unit of Free Folk Raiders for the Endless Horde. So this is 9 activations. He's got the big 3 NCUs being Styre, Ygritte, and Val. Very powerful list with 9 activations. It does have one big tooth, but I would say many small teeth as well. Raid Leaders and Raiders are not to be underestimated, especially with Styre, especially with cards like Overwhelming Assaults and token play from There's Too Many and Stratum Exposed. All of that can actually cause a lot of damage, despite having fairly what's the word? Unscary units, fairly soft units on paper. All their rules really stack up quite well. And we're waiting for Peter, Qhorin Halfhand, to join. He's running his Night's Watch. Peter's got the very unorthodox white Night's Watch. I've mentioned this before. I've talked to Peter before, and he knows how to take advantage of the Night's Watch. He knows what the best things are, but he doesn't want to do that. He doesn't think it's very interesting. He wants to play Night's Watch how he thinks they're meant to be played, which is a very hyper elite faction. So he doesn't like to pad things out with things like conscripts and whatever else. He likes to play each unit as being extremely dangerous and using things like Qhorin NCU to get more value and cause some devastating damage. So we'll see how this kind of classic thematic game will go. And we're just waiting for Peter to join. So talk about the scenario a little bit here. This is, in my opinion, one of the coolest scenarios in the game because it's so different than camping on objectives and killing things. You still kill things, but those things can come back. And that does cause a lot of controversy because, normally killing a thing gives you this definite advantage in terms of activation advantage, but it doesn't necessarily occur in this scenario. So when they respawn, they can deploy. It says here, people always deploy in the flank, and I forget. Oh, okay, so it's strictly short range, so you don't even get to deploy way up here, which actually makes a lot of sense. You can only deploy within short range of either your deployment zone or the flank edge. I never ever see people come down here, to be honest with you, which was why I didn't know. So looks like Peter is in the game, and so lots of people complain that in real life this mission's hard to measure out. I can see why people can think that. I've said many times now, I just put a dice in the middle, and that's normally enough to tell which unit is which quarter, and then if it really matters, you then take the time to measure. Note that if you're straddling, if a unit is exactly 50-50 on the line, your opponent gets to choose. So it's unlike the charging rules where if you're on the line, the attacker gets to choose. Here, it's going to be used against your benefit. So, all right, let's see what Peter has done. We've got Jon Snow in Hunters. We've got Cold Hands in Ranger Vanguard. And we've got Sword Bros with a Watch Captain. This is the same list we saw him play Brett round 1, I believe. And he's got this monstrous NCU lineup of Jor, who's 4, Sam, who's 5, Gilly, who's free with Sam, and then his namesake, Qhorin Halfhand, at 6. So he's got a whopping 15 points in NCUs. But it is still 7 activations due to the Watch Captain acting as a pseudo-activation. So we'll take a top-down view for terrain deployment and for deployment in general. See what they're up to. So this mission is very interesting. With so many units, I imagine Boggler will probably have an inherent advantage. This is going to be a very classic, elite versus horde style game here. It's going to be like 300, the few Spartans holding the line against the hordes of Persians. In this case, the Persians are the Free Folk. Let's see what terrain goes down. So typically Free Folk want to have a lot of bogs. And in this case, I don't know what the um, Night's Watch want. They might want. I was going to say they may want Corpse Piles to kind of add that morale penalty, but that's actually a bad choice because he's chosen Mance. Even at -1, most units will be testing at 6, which is likely to pass. He doesn't need a forest. Weirwood would be fine. It would help both. He does have... Oh no, he doesn't have long range shots. He only has hunters, so forest may not be a terrible choice. Okay, so terrain is a 2 for both. Reroll. Into double force again. So we've had 2 ties now. That's kind of like rolling snake eyes. All right, so Peter wins the dice off. I am curious what Peter chooses. There's no, in my brain right now, a distinct terrain piece that's going to super help him. He doesn't have the trackers. Trackers can actually ignore a lot of the bad terrain as well. But yeah, I don't know if there's any particular money piece. So we'll see. We'll see what Peter decides to go with. All right, so he is going with the Corpse Pile, which is very interesting. Just trying to push through the extra damage. Not really caring with the hindering, I suppose. And you know what? I can see that because Night's Watch do have a card, the Light That Brings the Dawn, that allows them to ignore the hindering penalty when charging. So it's not as bad, I guess, as a Night's Watch player to have hindering terrain on the table. So now we got Boggler going down. Probably going to choose a Bog. Bog for Boggler. That's kind of funny. Maybe a Palisade. Oh, interesting. He's using a stake. Interesting choice for Boggler. I say this because as the wider army, the stake restricts his movement. So I wonder what's his intention. Now, it's a very deliberate positioning here. He's measuring exactly 6, and he's putting it at a very exact angle. I wonder what his plan is with this stake. But, you know, my gut tells me this is actually, this might hinder him. Because it's going to actually restrict his movement. Oh, and here we go with Peter. Peter is responding with a Palisade. So I find it very interesting, the choice between stakes and Palisades. Oh, and he's very carefully measuring to see if John can, if an infantry tray, I should say, can sneak through. So it's probably not for John. It's probably to make sure that he can narrow down. He's literally doing 300 here. He's literally creating the hot gates. And Boggler has helped him with the stakes, I gotta say. So I think he's trying to measure so that a unit cannot... He's leaving a gap, but I thought he was going to play it so that a unit cannot go in between here. It still makes the field narrower, and I would say favors the Night's Watch, so that you can fight them 1-on-1 and not 2-on-1 or even 3-on-1. Yeah, it's an interesting choice between stakes and Palisade. Like, if your goal is to block movement, you should just go for the Palisade, right? Because sometimes it's actually worth charging over a stake if it means dealing a killing blow. So I find it neat, you know, when one choice is taken over the other. I think they're both annoying and scary. Oh, what is going on? Okay, so I don't think this can fit. I think because of the width of the stake, like it might be 12 from the Corpse Pile to the Palisade, but the stake is not infinitely thin. Oh, it looks like they're going to make it fit. They're barely going to fit, it looks like. Wow, I don't know what's happening here. Now, maybe Boggler's trick is using this terrain. He might be trying to just win on quarters by making movement awkward for the 3 units that Peter has. Maybe he's trying to minimize the fighting and just win on table quarters. He does have more points on the table, but again, these NCUs, and he does have very pricey NCUs. He's got 2 NCUs that can actually hold quarters on their own, Qhorin and Samwise. So I'm really curious to see how Boggler takes advantage of this. Now, the terrain placement was very deliberate, was very calculated, so it sounds like they went in with a game plan. So we're now dicing off for choice of side or first player, and let's see. Very interesting deployment. The terrain's also symmetrical, which means it doesn't really matter who gets choice of side. What's more relevant will be choice of first player in this case. So I feel like it seems like Boggler may have lost the dice off, and he has probably just stayed on his side because it's the same, and he's now deploying the first thing first. I imagine these are raiders. Yep, raiders with the raid leader. The fodder going down first. This looks like good measuring on his part. He just wants to make sure he's more than 6 in the corpse pile so that he doesn't suffer the penalty unnecessarily. Okay, so he's moving over, and yeah, we've got these like corridors that are kind of formed due to this terrain. So we'll see what the plan is here. I'm very, very curious. Yeah, some very deliberate movement. I'm really appreciating the deliberate calculations here to see, what are some options. So it looks like he's trying to measure 2 from the deployment line, and normally that's done when your opponent has long range shooting. In this case, it's actually the same. I forgot that Ranger Hunters, because they can move 6, shift 2, shoot 6, also have a threat range of 14. So I think Boggler's trying to just make sure that John can't get a free shot onto these raiders. I think he's trying to measure more than 2. Okay, so now that he's got his first unit of chaff down, which of his 3 units is Peter going to respond with? So Peter's throwing down his sword bros with a watch captain, and it's tough for Peter. He does like this hyper elite play style. Every unit is important. Every wound is precious. It's kind of funny. This list has on the table 36 wounds, right? 36 wounds on the Night's Watch side, and Boggler has 6 trays. He literally has double the amount of wounds on the table. He's got 72 wounds on the table compared to the 36. And most of these wounds, I believe, have 5+ armor. Yeah, the Hunters and the Vanguard Rangers, or they call Ranger Vanguards, both have 5+ saves. So very fragile wounds, no less. Now, I think I remember this. He doesn't actually have any healing outside of John and the Night's Watch deck. There's no Amon, there's no Craster, there's no Tycho. So yeah, Peter is living on the edge here. Just hyper elite and very little healing. John, of course, has quite a bit of healing in his deck himself. Okay, so we're responding to that with more raiders. Excellent. And again, he wants to probably measure to make sure he can't get shot, and he should probably stay out of 6 of the corpse pile. And I think Boggler's just going to try and win by scenarios. I would say he should try to avoid combat, position his units behind the stakes to force bad charges, and every stake wound would be huge too on Peter's army. Every wound is so precious. And just try and win by scenario. Now, he has 3 units. This one's worth 10. This one's worth 11 for capturing quarters, and this one I believe is worth 8. 7 plus 1. Yeah, this 1 point Cold Hands is so good for Intimidating Presence and Sentinel for a point. It's pretty great. So John, unsurprisingly, is playing very aggressive and deploying right onto the line. Okay, very cool. I wonder what will he put here. Maybe he'll put nothing and focus his army on the other half. I know that Boggler has seen veterans do a lot of work. Any unit that has double attacks has great action economy and can actually burst through a squishy unit in one go. So you may not want to try and fight John, and you just leave a little bit of bait to lead him forward, and then focus everything else outside. Or because you so heavily out-activate your opponent, 9 versus 7, maybe you try and kill him. Maybe you say, okay, I'll put a unit here, I'll put the Spears next to it, I'll put Trappers to deal some extra wounds too, and I'll just collapse them onto John and try and kill him. Remember, folks, that if things die, things do respawn in this scenario. Okay, so Raiders are going down across from John. This is as anvil-y as he gets. If he puts Mance back here somewhere, that would also make this hard to burst down. He would need pretty much 12 wounds from attacks, and that's pretty unlikely with a 5+ save. They do throw 16 dice, but even if all 16 hit, you're probably going to block 5, and you're relying on a critical panic fail, which isn't impossible because of Sword of the Darkness. Sword of the Darkness, if he gets an early charge in, can throw down a panic token and maybe push through some more damage as well. All right, so the last of Peter's unit is going down. It's the Cav, the Ranger Vanguards. This unit, hasn't seen a ton of competitive play. My friend Thranduil and Anthony has often said that what keeps him from using this unit is that they're paying for an ability, which is Outflank, which is often not used, and their bonuses for ambush attacking in the flank doesn't often kick in, especially against free folk who are going to go wall to wall. So you're paying these points for these abilities, but you're not often using them. So looks like Peter has loaded this quarter, and this unit of Raiders is free to march down. Now, interestingly, it's only 4 points. It can't capture this quarter on his own. It can't capture this quarter on his own. So he'll need to put 2 of his trays to control that quarter, or an NCU, of course. So that is actually pretty interesting. Yeah, he's going to actually have to commit more resources. Most factions can just commit 1 tray to hold a quarter, but with only 4 points, you can't do that. So, yeah, I can see this being bad for Peter with his fragility. Trappers can take off a wound or 2, and then actually these guys would deal, a hit per rank? So it'd be 3 hits on a 5+ save. If you absorb the charge and the shot, a Spearwife countercharge could do a lot of damage. So it looks like Boggler is reacting. He's saying, I'm going to fight you here too. I'm going to clog this up. I'm going to put units down. He's measuring to avoid getting auto-charged. I think this is great. Once this unit moves forward, they will be within 12, and once they commit an action, they will take the hits from the hidden traps. So like that positioning, I think Mance is going to go behind the central unit of Raiders to have more influence with his aura. He may want to edge just a bit to the left from the middle to put the trappers in range 2. We've got Spearwives going down. The Spearwives look like they're going to act as a countercharge to the Sword Bros. And we've got Mance at the end. I think this is Mance, right? Oh no, Mance is going in trappers near here, and Spearwives are going to loop around a little bit harder. Interesting. So this, I think, is a little bit risky just because the unit that's across from John, I don't think is in Mance's influence. And you really want Mance there to prevent the extra panic damage that will let this unit be one-shottable. So, Spears are deploying up front to the right, and I think they're going to be used to try and counter the Sword Bros, or maybe he'll use them as a deep march to get into the table quarter. We'll see. Interesting stuff. Alright, so Peter's just double checking what's what. And we're going to draw 3 cards and we're off to the races. So Peter should have choice on who's first player. It's tough being out activated 9/7 because you can't get the tempo turn where you end and start at the same time. He's actually letting Boggler go first, which I think is actually pretty smart. It means that Boggler can't really push too far forward. He's going to have to play defensive. So what I think I might do as Boggler is I might fall back with all my units except for the stuff on the right, push deep, claim some quarters. If he could get a Endless Horde round 1 and just march that unit down would be pretty huge as well. So Peter's drawing 4 cards to Sam, and Boggler's drawing 3, and we'll see if Boggler takes the envelope as a starting play, or will he take the horse as a starting play just to throw down the Endless Horde right away. He is hovering his hand over the middle card, so I wonder if that card is significant. Is it Long Plan? Is it Endless Horde? We will find out. And playing your cards early is almost like taking the envelope, right? The whole goal is to churn through your deck, to cycle through your deck. So even if you don't get the envelope right away, if he decides to go for the horse, if he can play 1, 2, or discard the 3rd card, he can still churn through 3 cards. Okay, so what will Boggler do? Looks like he's activating Regret, and he's taking the envelope. Pretty standard play here. He's throwing You know, I should probably zoom in at this point because I cannot see very well from this angle. Oh, this is a much better view. Much prettier view. What token? He should probably throw a weaken. Yeah, weaken makes the most sense. Just to blunt the damage from the hunters, he should throw a weaken down. He will probably influence his own unit. Things are so close right now, it doesn't really make sense to... you know what? I take it back. You could influence John. John has a movement of 6, and that is quite significant for the move, shift, shoot. So maybe he takes Egret onto John. He draws 2 more cards. If he doesn't do that to John, okay, he's doing it to the Spearows instead to make sure that if these sword bros get feisty, he can ignore the penalty of the bog, which makes of the corpse fall, which makes a lot of sense. So that's good positioning on Boggler's part. So most standard play now is to take the horse, and the question is, what would you do? Would you throw forward John? You don't need to do it with the cav. The sword bros, maybe? But you don't want to give your opponent the horse in this case. He's just going to use it to wrap around you and set up all these nasty combos of flank charges and more tokens and more power-ups and worse panic tests. So we're seeing a card go down. Probably now his watch has ended. It is indeed. Now, this is really cool. We saw Peter do this before, where he actually sacrificed Qhorin, and now his watch has ended does not specify that it has to be a combat unit. So you can use that to sacrifice Qhorin and get an extra attack from Now's Watch. Is pretty cool. So Qhorin's going down. He's committing, so he cannot sacrifice turn 1, which would be silly. And he's pushing John forward, unsurprisingly. He is influencing John 2, I imagine, to get a 7-inch maneuver downstream. And that 7-inch maneuver might actually put these raiders in shot range, because now he can move 7, shift 2, shoot 6, which is a 13-inch range. Oh, and sorry, not 13, 15-inch range. And based on what I saw there, I think they might be, actually, they are range of 15, right? We know that this is 12 from zone to zone, and this is probably 3 inches. So he's just double checking what he can do with Now's Watch has ended. Typically used for an attack. I don't think it can be used for a charge. No, yeah, usually used for an attack. All right, so he looks like he's actually going to maneuver the sword bros. Not sure. Not sure, but a free shot here wouldn't be too bad, and you'd have the stakes. You'd have the stakes to block your flank. However, if you take the shot, you would probably be in range of these trappers. I do like Boggler's positioning here, back here. Keeps them safe, lets them use their traps. Okay, so he's going forward with a 7-inch move. That was way less. And I think he's just trying to measure the minimum range he's got to be in, right? So he wants to get with an 8 for the shot, I imagine. But maybe not. Maybe he wants to just play it safe. Maybe he wants to not put himself in danger range yet. This is not a terrible time to attack, because it also means that Mance is not in range to support them with their his rallying point, whatever it's called. What is that thing that Mance has called? Rally points? I guess it is rally point. Rally point and inspiring presence. Now, I feel like when I saw him measure, he was measuring more than 8. So I guess he's not going for the shift shot. Just playing a bit safe, which is totally fine. It's totally fine. You know, I think that you have the option to use it later when you charge in and swift retreat, quick fire back out. So you don't need to use it now right away. In fact, if you use it now, Peter's, I think, making the better move. If you use it now, you give your opponent a chance to use the bag to save you, right? So there's no real point. You want to make sure those wounds stick. Checking his options. Oh, you know what? I think what Peter's doing, very clever, is he's actually staying outside of the trapper range. He doesn't want to take unnecessary hits now, so he's just staying outside of trapper range. Okay, cool. Every wound is precious, right? So just making sure he's not taking any extra hits, any unnecessary hits. He may not have a choice in a second, though, because he's barely more than 12 away. These trappers can just shift forward a little bit and put themselves in range. If they shift forward a little bit, though, they might be in charge range of these Ranger Vanguards, so we will see. All right, so in response, the sword zone is taken, the combat zone, replaced with Val. Makes sense. You don't give your opponent a free potential shot, perhaps. And I would probably use it to just move these right. Okay, so let me just think here. I think the plan, no matter what, is to move these spear webs down and threaten flanks. These raiders on their own can't capture the table quarter, which is what my concern is. But honestly, it's not bad for Boggler because round 2, when he's going second, I presume Peter's going to have the 3 zones on the tactics board, and Boggler should have his 3rd NCU help out that unit with capturing a quarter. Probably, if he wants Star down, probably, it's hard to say, probably Ygritte, maybe? Yeah, just planning a downfield march. Also by taking... Okay, never mind. I was going to say by taking the sword, but I was thinking about the horse and Endless Horde. Peter already blocked the horse. Okay, so looks like that's a maneuver. Back to Peter. The last 2 zones don't matter a lot, right? It's all about what you think is going to happen. You can take the safe play and take the bag to remove the weaken. It leaves your opponent to take a crown and crown zap you. I'm pretty sure Peter was careful enough to stay more than 6 away. Night's Watch are likely to pass. Or you can try and deal the damage with the crown zone. But then, actually, yeah, in hindsight, you should never take the crown zone as Peter because he will just undo all your damage with the bag anyway. So now you just got to pray. You just got to pray that you don't fail an unlucky panic test. So instead of removing the weaken, he's going to be attaching For the Watch, I imagine, onto John's unit. This card is... Okay, Watcher on the wall. Didn't see that. This unit is super fast now, and it rerolls charges, which is really scary. It's moving 8 now, and it's actually throwing 7, 8, 9 dice due to Qhorin. Could be 10 dice with a sword in the darkness. And, he does have a fat hand due to Sam. So this could be a 10 dice charge into these raiders here. And even with the weakened token, 10 dice with a quick fire could be really could easily one-shot that unit, whether or not you're in Mance's range. Okay, so last activation on the tactics board will probably go to Boggler. He'll probably throw down the Star Influence into these. Okay, you have to imagine where is John going to be. John's going to charge in, and he's going to retreat. So you're probably not charging John, to be honest. Maybe you throw it onto... You can't put in the Spear Webs either. He is influencing this unit that's about to get hit. Yeah, I don't think there's a great place to put it, to be honest with you. I don't know the great place to put it. Because the Spear Webs already have Ygritte, you can't put it here. You don't want to put it on this unit way off in the flank. Making a panic test. Oh, big fail! That is painful, but he's got to fire for a reroll. That was on John, no less, too. Very interesting. So it's at -1. He gets to reroll the dice. And, we got to pass. Okay. So, pretty good. The thing about Night's Watch, when I've played as Night's Watch, is I find that the cards just fall out of your hand. You just get to play so many cards and churn through your deck. It's very powerful for that. That's one of the reasons why it's so powerful. One of the reasons. On top of the fact that more than half the cards attach onto you and provide ongoing bonuses, which is also pretty cool too. All right, so the question for now for Peter is, do you need to do a significant action or should you pass with Sam? I think you should probably... Okay, hold on. Either you charge now with John, that's the only significant action, or you pass. But it looks like Peter's feeling a bit frisky and he wants to go in. So I think he's just planning out... Oh my gosh, he's going deep into the trappers. Interesting. Doing so would allow him to avoid the traps themselves. He's checking, and it looks like he will have his flank exposed to the raiders. That'd be really bad, but not a real problem since he can retreat anyway. So he does move 8, I believe, right? Between Watcher and Qhorin, he's getting +2 movement, so he moves 8. It's a 13-inch charge. He would need a 5 with a reroll due to Watcher on the wall. So... statistically, 55% in Peter's favor. A bit of a YOLO. If you ask me. But you would definitely pop that unit. 9 dice, even the weakened token. They have a 6+ save, I believe. Their morale is 8. They are with a point. This would be a pretty big play if you make this charge. He needs a 5. He's really thinking about it. I'm kind of excited to see this outcome. I hope the charge makes it in. That'd be really big, too, because it'd also kill an activation that hasn't activated yet. So, yeah, will Peter go in, as it were? I was going to say something else, but I got to remember this is going on YouTube, and maybe I shouldn't say horrible things. I've already have said horrible things, but minimize the horribleness, I suppose. Okay, is Peter going in for the 5+ rerollable charge? I don't think you can make it closer. Boggler's hand has moved stop still. Peter's either reading, maybe they're on a bathroom break. But this is a pretty significant move here. I'm curious to see what happens. 5+. And does he have sword to really seal the deal? If he had sword, whew, John will literally have 3 cards attached at the end of round 1. Because Night's Watch. That's why. Because Night's Watch. Or will we go for the safe play and just charge the Raiders? The Raiders might still explode if you have Sword in the Darkness. Oh, yeah, he's okay. That's a 9-inch charge, and that's auto-win. But that is 13, sir. That is 13. You need a 5 with a reroll. 55% chance to make it in. I think he's going for it. I think he wants to do the hero play here. Okay, so I think we need a 5. He's double-checking their crappy stats, 6+ armor, 8+ morale, and they're significant, so they're worth a point when they die. This would be a big play. To even out that activation advantage. Okay, we're going for it. Here we go. I guess he's rolling 2 dice to pick the highest. It's not exactly the same, but close enough, I guess. Oh. What's going on? Why is he rolling 3 dice? I am confused. Okay, I don't know what happened there, but he's got 2 6s and a 2. I'm a little bit confused. I don't know how that works. You should be rolling 1 dice. At best 2. Okay, you're rolling 1 dice here. Oh, it tumbled. Okay, reroll. 5+, baby. Oh! How bad is this going to be for Peter? And he's at a kind of an awkward angle. Okay, is this horrible? So the question is, how many times is he going to get attacked? So the tactics board is full, so there's no more extra maneuvering from Val. So I'm trying to wonder if this trap unit charges in, and then so I think in this case, they'd have to actually fudge the movement a little bit and move Peter 1 inch. His angle was fine, but now that he's failed, he's going to end up within 1 inch of his opponent. So I'm trying to remember here what happens. Does he actually do this movement and then push back 1 inch from all directions? Or does he stop his charge once he comes within 1 inch? I don't remember what happens here, actually. I want to say my gut says he does this movement and then he should just nudge 1 inch away from the Raiders and the Spearwives. They might be asking me on Discord, but I'm sure we can look this up. I feel like it's probably in the FAQ. I feel like he should go all the way and push back 1 inch. Oh, here we go. They asked me. Okay, let me type this up real fast. All right, let me just go to the CMON rules documents. I believe it's there. There's a section, as I recall, about what happens if a unit comes within 1 inch. I believe they have to push back, but I'll double check. Rulebook. All right, so the rulebook says... okay, here we go. They may never end within an inch. Okay, and then there should be a section under charging. I think there's a black box that says if you end up within an inch. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Protect me. If you cannot be okay, so that doesn't really answer it. That's actually talking about engaging multiple enemies. I'll see if it's in the. Okay, so I don't think it's in the actual rule book. Then it might be in the FAQ. Let me check the FAQ real fast. Okay. Just destroyed. Okay, I should probably just look into a search. Inch. There's no inch in the document. Okay, I guess I have to look through it myself. Can I move it off the edge? What items I cannot fit? Can I shift engagement? Can I shift after attack destroyed? What is search forth? Terrain piece, alignments. Oh, if multiple enemies are moved. Okay, so that's kind of a precedent. Can you deploy a 1 inch? Nope. I guess another interesting question here is who moves? Does Boggler move or does Peter move in this case? So it's not obvious to me where it is in the FAQ. I don't know if this is actually clearly answered. Let me check Twitch chat here. Does Twitch chat have an answer for me? It does not. Okay, so yeah, the question, folks, is Peter failed his charge and he's ending up within an inch. One, who moves back? Probably Peter, right? Peter's the one who moves back. And the question is, does he do his whole move and then push back an inch? Or does he stop once he comes within an inch of his opponent? And you know what? That might be the answer right there. Let me go back to the rule book under movement. It does... Okay, may never end a move except when moving as part of a charge action. Okay, I should probably double check the wording on charge again then. Charge. Okay. Okay, here it is. If stopping if only on which you stop with any pivot attacker perform action. No, hold on. Rolling charges move and then move towards total charges, stopping with a conic on a unit. If anyway, target. No, it's actually not really well described there. It's talking about terrain in that case. Okay, let me make a decision here. I would say that... Okay. Did a quick check. The rules and FAQ are not super clear on this, in my opinion. I think Peter should stop his charge 1 inch away from the like the closest. Okay, cool. So it looks like they have moved on. And this is significant, actually, because I feel like now the trappers can charge the front and eat a... doesn't... Okay, yeah, so it doesn't apply to charges. Hmm. Well, it's funny, Bob. I mean, you bring up a good point. It does say that you ignore the 1 inch rule when charging, but I feel like they mean like if you actually make it into contact, you know? And if you don't make it in contact, yeah, if you don't make it up into contact, I feel like you've got to obey the 1 inch rule. Yeah, it's funny. I've played tons and tons of Song, and I don't really remember this happening before. But thank you for your input. Okay, so moving on, it looks like he has activated Mance. And back to Peter. Mance is kind of just edged forward, kind of in a vulnerable position, honestly. And it looks like Mance is barely in the bottom left quarter as well. So I believe we're now seeing the Watch Captain ordered to perform a maneuver. And if he's to charge, it looks like a 9-inch charge, which is a 4+. Yeah, this is interesting positioning on Mance. It does expose him a little bit, but also puts those Sword Brothers in trap range, so they will take some hits on the way in. Ooh, he's also giving himself the option to blow up the Palisades. That's cool. That's smart positioning on Peter's part, just to have the option to do that, right? That's good that he's aware of his options. That's really good. Okay, so it looks like NCUs are done. So 3, 4, 5. And we are on now Boggler's 6th activation. He's done 3, 4, 5. And now he's on 6. Yeah, so it looks like while they were debating that, the Raiders just marched down to claim the quarter. And what would I do? I would just start beating up on John. Oh, the reason why you don't beat up John, I guess, is because of Watcher on the Wall, right? If you attack John, these Sorbros can get a free, I think it's a 2-inch shift, and possibly charge into Mance. Yeah, it's always tricky for facing off against Night's Watch. And this is the weaker version of, and that was Watcher on the Wall too. The previous version was way worse, where they got a free maneuver. But even with a pivot and a 2-inch shift, Watcher can still... Ooh, very interesting. He's moving up this unit of Raiders, I believe, as a blocker. But he's just letting them eat an attack, I think. Now, maybe... Okay, so what I would do, if you're going to do this, right? I kind of think it's okay to save Mance, but what you want to do is you want to back up a little. You want to pivot. And you do have the space to pivot so that the Sword Brothers here have to expose their flank to the Spearwives. So I would just pivot this tray so that you have to... Oopsies. You have to... it'll give you better protection on the flank from the stakes against the Ranger Vanguard here. But if you pivot towards the right a little bit, you will actually expose the flank of these Sword Bros to the Spearwives. And I think... Oh no, Boggler went first now. Ooh, so if this unit charges, it can charge into a sword round start of 2 and just kill an activation. I wonder if he's using this as a blocker. It is an insignificant blocker. It's only 4 points, but there's no... Yeah, I don't know. I would pivot. Okay, so what will Peter do? Will he take the bait? He knows it's a trap. What will he do? This unit probably... I mean, it's probably going to die. Only because of the mass attacks that Sword Bros pump out. Rerolls to hit with a vulnerable token and Sundering means you're going to kill probably 6 or 7 guys. And then when you go first next round, you're probably going to kill 6 or 7 more guys. Ooh, whoa. Did he use his whole activation to kill the stakes? Interesting. Interesting because it means that these guys can now charge in for free. That's actually pretty clever. Very patient play from Peter. I would have probably just charged, but this makes a lot of sense too because it means that these guys can now support unhindered forevermore. The stakes will never be a problem for them. That was very interesting. Cool. Okay. So now that they've activated, and now that the Ranger Vanguard have an easy flank on these raiders, you might as well attack John, because you don't worry so much now about Watcher on the Wall. Peter has 2 cards in hand. You don't worry so much because you know that the Ranger Vanguard can make it in anyway. So you probably throw Trappers in first. Oh, it looks like they also popped the traps and killed a Hunter, which is pretty cool. I would probably pop the Trappers first because you want this unit of Raiders to get the maximum benefit out of Gang Up. Right now there's 6 attacks hitting on 4s. It's 7 attacks hitting on 4s. If you charge the Trappers in first, you would get 8 attacks hitting on 3s, which is way more significant. Oh, ooh, ah. And interesting. How do you deploy in the flank here? Because here he's protecting their flank, which is pretty cool, actually. And a front charge? Oh, you know what? This is great position. Boggler, props. Big props, Boggler, because he's protecting their flank. These guys actually have rules involving flank charges, and he barely fits. Like, that is nice and snug. So maybe Boggler's right. Actually, Boggler, you know what? This is better play. I take it back. This is a better play than trying Trappers in first. You're getting a bit of damage, but more importantly, you're protecting the flank of your Raiders. So Boggler, big props. I like this move a lot. Okay, so we have 7 dice hitting on 4s. The Sundering hysterically will not matter because he's already in the flank. 7 dice on 4s. We got 5 hits into rerolls. I didn't actually see the charge. I'm sure he charged. We got 6 hits on 6s. This is actually a good chunk of damage onto John, and it'll be funny if these Trappers with Gang Up do a lot of damage too. The question is, does he have shield? Ooh, he rolled 2 6s. Good roll. So 4 go down. He'll be down to 7. You know, if the Trappers charge in and they have a card like Overwhelming Assault, or there's too many, that could be a dead John. So John passes the flank with -1. He's good. Hilariously, this card is tilt. I cannot believe that digital dice can be on tilt. It drives me crazy. And I will see a Ranger Vanguard charge now. So really good positioning on Boggler to protect their flank. I wonder if he's in range of 6 as well to minimize the panic damage. I'm pretty sure he's within 6 of the corpse pile. Okay, so he's got to do a front charge. This unit does have Intimidating Presence. Oh, and this is the order for Sentinel. The question is, can he use it to get into the flank? He probably can. He probably can get into the flank. So he saved their flank, but he's getting flanked anyway with his own unit. And that can be really bad. Flank with Intimidating Presence is pretty good odds to get killed. But he won't lose all his guys, right? If all 7 dice hit and he crit fails panic, he only loses 11, as far as I know. Oh no, they're disorganized. They can lose +1 again. So they could lose 12. A perfect roll into a perfect panic fail could one-shot the unit. So I think they've agreed that he can get into the flank. Yeah, so I think, this is not a legal pivot either. You can't pivot off the board like that. But I think they both realized that he had more than enough range. Oh, is he charging the front? Big difference. Big difference if he charges the front. You got a 5+ save versus a 6+ save, and there's no flank penalty here. I wonder why he rolled the dice. That seemed kind of weird. Oh, I'm so stupid. That was the free Sentinel charge. I always forget that. Sentinel is not just a maneuver, it's also a charge. It's a big deal that he failed, because that would have been 2 sets of attacks on these Raiders in the front here. That's actually a very big deal that he failed. Okay, so he should be able, with his actual activation, to get into the flank. And he rolled Panic Test. Okay, got it. Yeah, he should be able to easily get into the flank with his own maneuver. And he has, and now his watch is ended. Okay. Man, I'm so bad with Sentinel. Hey, Mickey's in the chat. Okay, cool. Mickey, I don't know if you caught the rules query that came up earlier. So if you didn't catch it, I'd like to hear your take on it. It's funny, despite how much Song I've played, I don't really know the answer. So what happened was this unit of raiders was slightly forward of these trappers. John went for a 5+ charge with a reroll and failed. He was going for the trappers, but if he went forward, his full failed distance charge looks good. If he went for the full failed distance, he was going to end up within an inch of not just the trappers, but also the raiders as well. So I wasn't sure what to do there. Do the hunters push back an inch from both units? Or do they not even move their full failed charge forward? Do they stop 1 inch away from the raiders who are a bit further ahead? So I made the call that they would stop 1 inch away from the raiders instead of nudging back from both. I thought of it as if the raiders weren't here and they charged forward and end up with an inch, they would push back from this unit. So I don't see why they wouldn't push back from this unit. Anyway, it doesn't seem like it has... Oh, no, I shouldn't say that. It will have ramifications because it leaves more space open here for the trappers to charge in. Okay, so 7 attacks into the 3s. They are panicked and weakened due to the ambush rule. And I'm so bad with Sentinel. And it's funny because I play Baratheons who have it on their Dragonstone Noble, but I haven't used it in a while, I guess. Not a good starting roll. Did we see a sword come down? I don't think so. Okay, great follow-up. 6 hits into the flank, saving on 6s. Can't one-shot the unit because of the failed Sentinel charge, thankfully, but will cause some serious damage because I think this unit might be out of 6 of these Spearwives. So 6 saves on 6s. Oh, wow. Good roll. So only losing 4. And I believe it's minus, so flank, corpse pile, intimidating presence, it's -3 on the panic test. I believe it's -3. Flank, intimidating presence, and corpse pile. Oh, I would say he's barely in. That looked like barely in to me. Yeah, if you measure from the slightly closer tip, I think it's barely in, if I had to make the call there. Now, the real question is, are you in range of Mance? I would say probably not. Probably not. Now, let's see what happens. It's +2 to the damage. 10! 10 at -3 is still a pass. Oh, but they're panicked. 10 at -3 is still a pass, but they're panicked. Yeah, you make him reroll the 6 and the D3. Only 1 in 6 chance of passing, right? Okay, so that should be 4 wounds because of Intimidating Presence and Disorganized, whatever it's called. Uh-oh. Yeah, Disorganized. That should be 4 wounds. That should be 4. Intimidating Presence on Cold Hands. Well, yeah, if they forget, they forget. All right, so Mickey says that he thinks that they would have gone for the all the way, I believe, and then just push back an inch from both directions. Yeah, I think it's a bit of a gray area. I'm surprised that it's not very clear in the rules, if you ask me, but we can maybe debate this later on. So we have another panic. Oh, this is a charge, I guess. I don't know why they rolled 2 dice. Okay, I think if he has the right cards... Oh, he's got a fat hand, too. He's got a fat hand. If the right cards, I think he could kill John. Even though these are trappers, I think they're hitting on 5, something really crappy like that. Yeah, even though it's only... Actually, they're hitting on 4s because of the raid leader. It's 6 dice hitting on 4s. With the right combination of cards here, he could kill John. Okay, so what are we going to see here? We're going to probably see Critical Blow and Sundering, right? You don't need the reroll because you charged in. This could be some explosive damage. Sundering, no less, too. Critical Blow and Sundering. Ooh, I think John might die here. 6 attacks hitting on 4s with Critical Blow and Sundering. This could be dead, and he's not yet played his shield. He's not yet played his shield. He's gone through a lot of cards. Wow, this is round 2? This is round 1. Holy crap. Okay, round 1, and he's played 4 out of 5 cards. Okay, let's see some crazy Wildman here. How many criticals will we see? Oh my god, good start. He's got 7 hits with Sundering. Rerolling. Oh, another crazy man. So this is 9 hits? These are the most fearsome trappers of all time. Holy crap, 9 hits with Sundering. I think John's dead. Unless he spikes a lot of 6s here, John should be dead. And there's still a panic test. There's still a panic test. Holy cow. Okay. He did not spike enough 6s. So that should be a dead John. Now, what's really critical is... Oh, he's going to try and fight back. Oh, dear. He might kill... That was his last card? Holy crap. What a dream hand here. If he kills these 5 raiders, he'll actually survive. If he dies, it's a huge loss because these cards get thrown into the discard. He does have Jor, but you have to slowly reapply them, right? So this is a big deal. So if I remember how this works, it's you have to use your lowest dice. So it doesn't matter that John is bonus and courage. You use your lowest dice, but John's unit gets +2. So it should be, I believe... Okay, so I think it should be 6 attacks. It should be 6 dice. Oh, I think they're misapplying it. I could be wrong. But they all hit. That is bad. That is bad. That unit could die. That is bad news bears. I don't think boldness and courage does anything in this case, but I could be wrong. They're dead. Wow, they're dead. They're dead, and John's back. Oh, what? What? Oh my god, did he go after the trappers? Oh no. Oh no, he went after the trappers. Why would you go after trappers? Oh, are they weakened? The trappers pass panic. Wait, was John weakened? Why would John be... Oh, he was weakened. He was weakened from the original envelope. Whoa. So you know what? If you're weakened, I can see why you wouldn't... No, you still attack the raiders. You might kill them with a panic test, right? Wow. Okay, so now what? Now his watch ended pops off. You know, I think Boggler forgot to use the weaken token. That would have saved him a little bit of damage, probably. Wow. Okay, so John's dead. He'll be back. I'll be back. He'd be back. Now, the scary thing... I shouldn't say that. I was going to say the scary thing is that he's already played 1 for the watch. But Jor Mormont is so silly that Jor, as his first activation, can take the horse, switch the card, and then give John a free charge when he comes back next round. So yeah, here we stand. Okay, so we got some diversion tactics happening from the attack here. Pretty cool. I hope it throws Harma up into a threatening position into the flank of these sword bros. And we're going to see an attack go off. And you know what? I like what I see here because you're going to kill some raiders. You know, is that a big deal? Probably not. And you're using up, and now his watch has ended, to kill raiders. Okay, so I think they're going through the order of events here. Don't know how this unit's moving. Oh, they're using diversion tactics. Really? I would have diversion tactics Harma. Harma up, going up 6, maybe. Oh, I think it would have. I think going up 6 into a shift may have got you a shot into a charge into the flank. I think he did this to like make sure Mance doesn't get charged, but I would have definitely been more aggressive with Harma personally. Okay, so now the Ranger Vanguards are going to do their free attack into the flank. They got to kill 5 dudes to burst through. Okay, 7 dice on 3s. Ooh, going to rely on the panic here. Keep in mind there should be 1 model down, so you know it is what it is. So 4 saves on 6s. Do we see any crazy men to block some hits? We do not. So this unit technically should be dead, but they still have a pretty horrible panic test at -3 to go through. And does ambush work only on the charge? Ambush is only working on the charge. Ugh. Yeah, not a great ability. Yeah, he's more than 6, so it's -3. Corpse pile, flank, and intimidating presence. All right, do we have some hero raiders needing a 10 to hold the line here? A 10 to hold the line. Yeah, this is a bit disgusting because the Ranger Hunters will be back, and they can still be relevant with For the Watch. These Raiders will be back as well, I suppose. Been a pretty exciting round 1, I gotta say. Lots of action. Whoa! Did he pass? Did he roll a 10 and pass? I think he did. Wow! Held the line, and it blew and now his watch is ended. That is humongous. Humongous. Now, is that within 12 of Harma? Is she going to be using her Sentinel Order? Oh, maybe that's what happened. Maybe he did this because I'm so bad at Sentinel. Maybe he is now popping Sentinel of Harma to get a 6-inch move forward into a 2. Oh, the bad news is she's right next to these stakes, meaning if she pivots to try to get to the flank, she will touch the stakes. Ugh. Oh, she's out of 12, I think. So no Sentinel. It's not horrible. You know what I mean? Like, you can... Man, these stakes are now becoming a problem. You can maybe try to pivot through... Oh, she can also march, right? She can just march. She can pivot and march. I believe she's going 14. Oh my god, she moved 7 with that set order. And she's just going to clear the stakes no problem. I forgot that she gives +1 movement as well. Mickey, we got to play a game sometime. You got to beat the noobness out of me of the free folk. I really don't know much about these guys. So yeah, pretty cool. Round 1 was pretty exciting, gotta say. Okay, so round 1's done, and John's gonna come back, and I predict a crazy For the Watch. Oh my gosh, he can do For the Watch into the rear. Okay, where would I go For the Watch? Where would it be most relevant? I would probably For the Watch here. Okay, you would pop this unit for sure, and you'd claim this quarter. I mean, that sounds pretty good. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Like, you can definitely kill 5 trappers, but you can also definitely kill a full tray of raiders. Okay, so looks like they are just wrapping up the end of the round. I don't think there are any other significant plays. They should be just recycling their hands here. Does he have Long Plan? Ooh, Long Plan. I meant to say, like, not Long Plan, but, like, Endless Horde, unfortunately, is going to be competing for the watch off the horse. Which is interesting, because if Peter does take the horse for the watch, he leaves the sword open for other attacks. Now, what other attacks does Boggler have? He does have a shot into a charge. He does have a shot into the charge. Yeah, and for the watches, he could leave the sword open for an attack from the raiders, but really you're going to eat a shot from the flank. Okay, so let us see what happens here. I think we played a Long Plan. Divergent tactics. Yeah, Long Plan is being played. I think we're going to see a Endless Horde pop out, which would be significant for controlling quarters. That's actually very significant. He's like abandoned his bottom right quarter, which makes a lot of sense because you're going to get more units anyway. He is cycling through his deck the old-fashioned way, which is kind of interesting. And, oh, is he pulling Wilding Diplomacy instead? He might pull Wilding Diplomacy to prevent a For the Watch. Ooh, that is some big brain play here. Now, does Suffering D3 plus 1, is it D3 plus 2? It's D3 plus 2 wounds, right? Does that matter here? Yeah, it won't kill us solo, which is where it's most effective, but it can cripple these sword bros. So that is very cool. That is very cool. So I think, yeah, he's taking Wilding Diplomacy to try and cancel For the Watch, I imagine. Man, Round 1, Jon Snow already dead. Cray cray. Okay, so that was the end of the round. We're going to see some recharging of hands here. Yeah, top of 2, Peter has already gone through 8 cards, which is pretty nuts. Top of 2, 8 cards down, and 6 cards down for Boggler. Okay, so you know what though? I don't think Boggler had to show that he took Wilding Diplomacy. He did that kind of face up, which isn't great because you could have really done a gotcha moment. I mean, there's so many good cards you can take with Long Plan, but I think he revealed face up that he has Wilding Diplomacy, which really can change what Peter may do here. Now, the question is, does Peter think he's in a position where he's got to freeze Harma before she gets a really nasty charge in with the Spearwives? I mean, this could be GG. Not GG, but this could be a huge hit if Styr goes onto the swords, into a free shot, into a flank charge with extra dice, extra hits. That could be really, really bad. So he may want to freeze Harma now before she just raffle stomps the Sword Bros. Okay, so he's going way down here instead. That is interesting. I mean, you will guarantee a kill on those trappers, I guess. Oh, no, I see what he's trying to do here. He's going to charge, he's going to try and charge with Wilding Diplomacy into a shot and take off 2 trays at the same time. That would be pretty darn good. That'd be pretty darn good. And yeah, I think if you're going to take off 2 trays, I think you eat the Wilding Diplomacy damage. Though you might be costing yourself these Sword Bros. Who knows? Maybe he drew a shield, and maybe they'll live. Yeah, this could be a for the watch charge into the rear, into a shot, and just take off 2 activations before they've done anything. With your resurrected unit, which is also technically activated hilariously. Okay. Yeah, this is fine positioning. I would have probably faced the trappers, but I think his first action is going to be to for the watch into the rear. So it doesn't really matter. As long as you can see, he's fine. So yeah, I think this is going to be a Jor onto, unless he has it, but he can guarantee it with a Jor, switch the card, take the horse, free charge into a shot. And that's what we see. Now, while the Diplomacy comes out, he's like, "You're going to take some wounds?" He's like, "Sure." Oh, it's only D3 plus 1. It's actually less wounds than I thought it was. I thought it was D3 plus 2. I think Peter sucks it up. Peter, I think you suck it up. I think you just say, "No problem. I'll take the 3 wounds." Yep. He's like, "Don't care." Now, when do these wounds get suffered? After resolving the zone. And he gets a token as well. Oh, boy. Yeah. I think you vulnerable these Sword Bros. And I think, yeah, take the sword after into a shot, into a charge. Now, I wonder if Peter should have taken the sword instead. The sword might have been smarter, but it does open up a zone for the Endless Horde, I guess. So we see a panic? What is that? Was that a panic? That is weird. Why is there a panic happening here? I feel like that was a panic test. Why would he take a panic test? Or was it hits from trappers? But they're not doing an action. I don't know what happened there. Oh, sorry, I'm dumb. He put the wounds here. I don't like that. I don't think this unit is relevant. Like, you're going to get the combo here. You want to do the wounds to these guys. He put a weaken here as well. Man, no, I would have definitely crippled these Sword Bros. Okay, so John's in. 8 attacks into the back. Should be no problem to finish off those Spearwives. Yeah, I would have done D3 plus 1 wounds to these Sword Bros, put a vulnerable token in, so that when Harma slams into you, you can probably just one-shot that unit at that point. All right, so this should be academic. 8 dice in the back should be GG for those trappers. Uh, 5 hits so far. There's 5 guys. You know, reroll should get you another hit or 2. And that's going to be 7-ish hits, 6, 7 hits into the back. Yep, 7 hits, and we need to see a lot of crazy people, and then there's still a -2 panic test. So this unit's pretty much dead. All right, looking for 6s, looking for crazy wildlings here. Not enough. They are dead. Into a surge shot. I do like this play. This is pretty great play to kill 2 activations. And what does that do to the count? Does it even the count up? It will even the count up. Oh no, this unit's activated technically. That was technically an NCU activation. So it'll be 7-6 still. It'll be 7-6 still. Okay. Okay, let's see the surge into a shot, I imagine. Surge into a shot. Yep, and the unit was significant. True. And now John's in this quarter. Yeah, it really depends what happens with Harma here. If Harma can break this unit, and this unit can also move forward, I think Boggler can claim 3/4 this round. Hunters are really... It's hard to say what's better, hunters or crossbows. It's better to say that they're different, I think. And it's actually a very good balance, I gotta say. Like, both units are extremely good. Both good targets for the current Watch Captain. You know, the burst potential with all those dice is so good. But crossbows just provide steady damage over time as well, with Sundering no less. And long range, so it tends to be more influential early. So, is he not going to surge into a shot with quickfire? I guess the question is where you want to be at the end of the turn. I would just go deep. I would go deep. I would surge right forward to here, take a shot, and just threaten everything else down here for round 3 as well. The super scary thing about for the watch is you can't block both zones. You know, you can block one going first, but you can't block both. Yeah, I like this positioning. Going right deep into the back of the enemy lines. So I wonder, I really wonder if this was Peter's plan the entire time. If Peter was like, yeah, I'm going to let Jon Snow die. Because going first, round 2 with Jon in the back could be bad news bears. I wonder if this was the big brain plan that Peter had the whole time. He's like, 5+ charge? No problem. I'll go for it. Punish me for it. Punish me. So Jon only moves 6. He's lost all his buffs. No Peter on him, and no Watcher on the Wall. Yeah, being a little bit precise with what I think is a slightly obvious play, but you know. All right, into a shot. He will have a panic test on his own unit that should probably pass. Shifting, he's just getting closer, using all his movement to get slightly closer to just the other meat of the army, being the trappers and the raiders over here. Sword is not taken. Boggler has realized he needs to swords right away, and it'd be great to just take a shot into a charge into these guys. All right, he's shooting to there. 8 shots hitting on 3s to kill the lone raid leader. Barring some miracles here, that guy should be done like a dog's dinner. And we got 5 hits. 4 hits? 4 hits. 4 hits. Can he roll 4 6s? What is 6 to the power 4? 36. Oh, he's just taking them off. He's not even going to roll the dice. He's like, that's way too small of an odds. He's going to roll take the black, which is going to heal these guys. Pretty good. Pretty good. There was an attachment, but he can't take it because it's infantry. I'm assuming he's healing the Ranger Vanguard. He should also make a panic test on the Ranger Vanguard as well, for what it's worth. 36 times 6 is 216. Is that correct? 216. That's 6 to the power 3. So it's going to be like 1296, I guess, something like that. Okay, so here's some dice rattling. Oh my god, what is going on here? Is he actually taking the raid leader for John's unit? Okay, wow. He's like, yeah, I don't need to heal my friends here. I am just going to give myself gang up for an extra attack and an extra +1 to hit. Sure, and this is why Jon Snow is loved by the wildlings. He makes them his own. Wow, how appropriate. So thematic. So they're forging their narrative here, folks. They're forging the narrative here. Okay, so we should see a quick swords. I think you put Styre. Styre just to maximize damage. Flank and Styre will be 6s to save. He even took the card. Yeah, so I think this should be an automatic Styre onto swords for Boggler. He really can't leave swords open, of course, because you can For the Watch off the swords too. Having used Quickfire, he probably can't one-shot anything, but regardless, he doesn't, he shouldn't be able to use his sword. Boggler should totally take the swords with Styre. That unit does not get a pivot. That unit does not get a pivot because you only get to pivot as a part of the surge, essentially. There's no surge here because that was a ranged attack, not a melee attack. And again, this unit should actually take a panic test as well because Jon shot into combat. Okay, so let's see Styre onto the swords. Now, you could kill them. With some decent rolls here. A decent shot. The charge is going to be, 7 attacks? You could get, 10 hits, quote-unquote. So, yeah, we'll see if... And this is where, if he had put the damage from Long Diplomacy, he could have easily killed this unit, I think. So 4 shots into the flank. Should be 2 hits at -1. Probably kill 1 or 2 guys at least. Oh, nice. A bit above the curve. Probably kill 2 now. What would be horrible would be a shields. Because he gets to block one of the attacks that are upcoming from the melee attack after charging volley. So, 3 saves on 5s. And will a shield get popped? Peter's gone through almost half his deck, so not crazy to have a shield at this point. Alright, he fails the expected 2. Very statistical. Doesn't seem like he's got a shield. Panic at -2, which is kind of cool. Panic at -2, flank and corpse pile. That is a fail! Oh, he might push through enough damage. He doesn't have another fire. He only has to kill 8 guys with 7 attacks plus 3 hits. This could be dead. This would be huge. That'd be 2 activations. You take off the Night's Watch player. So rolling for the charge. Oh, he rolled a 1! Oh, sadness. Utter sadness. No rerolls. Now, it makes it spicy. It means that he kind of needs to spike dice here to kill the unit. Yeah, might as well go over the corpse pile, but yeah, I think this is fine. Okay, so he can't even play Overwhelming Assault if he had that in his hand due to the disorderly charge. Okay, so 7 dice on 4s. I think he's going to need a panic test fail to kill the unit now. So he's going to get 3 or 4 hits. He's going to get 6 hits in the flank probably with Sundering. If he had rerolls, 3 over 4 times 7 is 20. He would have gotten 5, 8 hits. It actually would have been close either way. Not a great start. Only 2. Unfortunate. Only 2 hits, which means he's got 5 hits due to coordination assault. What it's called? Coordination assault, I think. Coordinated assault, sorry. So it should be 5 hits on 6s. 5 hits on 6s. Oh, man. Oh, he made 2! Brutal. So they cannot die unless he's got... Oh, he can't even play There's Too Many. He can't even play There's Too Many. No, you can't play this card. You disorderly charged. You disorderly charged, sir. You cannot play this card. Oh, they're both reading. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Sha. Woohoo. Hee. Does he pull the card back? Okay, so what is it? -2 if they play it? Oh, he's playing it. So it's -4 and +2 damage. Uh-oh. -4 is a pass! Right flank, corpse pile, and then -2 is -4. That is a pass. Had he failed, he would have been dead. Could've, would've, should've. So that's kind of justice. It's kind of justice that he rolled high since they misplayed that card. You can't play that card because it's disorderly. Okay, but that was a free charge. He still has 7 attacks coming in. He probably needs to charge these raiders. The raiders with the raid leader will give Karma +1 attack and +1 dice. So you oh man, Harma could definitely kill that unit still. I think Cold Hands has got to... So what Cold Hands might do, Cold Hands actually might Sentinel backwards and charge Harma. He might see Harma as the bigger threat. The funny thing is, these raiders are also very dangerous, especially if he's got coordination tactics. He could steal coordinated assault and get extra hits this way as well. So I wonder, what does Peter do to respond? Or does he just heal? He could just be like, okay, fine, I'll just heal with the bag. I'll just heal with the bag. And make sure they live. Quote unquote, make sure. -4 means he needed to roll a 9, and he rolled a 10. Pretty significant. Alright, what does Peter do in response? And I think now Boggler has to put an NCU in a quarter. I don't even think he can take more zones. He can take 1 more zone probably, but he's got to put an NCU to support this unit in the quarter here. This unit is worth 11. Currently, I believe, if this unit lives, if he lives, he has 4 plus 8. He has 11 also. So it'll also depend on where these he's going back. He's going back. Okay, he's going back to charge Harma before she activates and kills the Sword Brothers. And they have the Watcher. I think that's from before. This is probably Sentinel. Yeah, this is Sentinel because you only get a 2-inch shift with Watcher, and he's going to go for the charge. Okay, cool. Oh, he might even be able to get the flank. If he measures, he might be able to get a flank, actually. They move in 6. They are pretty mobile. Actually, they move in 7 because of watching the wall. They could definitely get into the flank. Alright, so that was just Sentinel. Does Peter react right away with this charge, or does he take it slow and go for the bag? Alright, some people have joined. It is top, it's round 2, and there's been a ton of blood. Both players deployed on the line, and they engage very quickly. John actually died to a couple of subsequent attacks. So it looks like, yeah, Peter's taking the slow play here, and he's going to just heal up some damage to hopefully guarantee the Sword Bros not dying. Them not dying is a huge deal. They've not yet activated. This is 2 activations that almost died to the flank charge from Harma. So yeah, John died round 1 after failing a charge, but that might have been Peter's plan because he resurrected due to the scenario, and then with For the Watch was able to kill 2 units that had been previously crippled. And I think, yeah, he's going to just not mess around. Is he playing his last card? If he had Coordination Tactics, it would have been pretty big. So unfortunately here he's pivoting, and if he does pivot, he's going to touch the corpse pile. There's no need to pivot. I think a front charge is fine. Is he trying something different? Is he trying something a bit... Is he trying to maneuver somewhere is what I'm trying to say here. I don't think he needs to maneuver. He should just charge in the front and pray that 7 attacks hitting on 3s and a panic fail kills off that unit, I think. And then maybe what you do with Mance is you move forward. Wow, I don't think that's 8. Now that I think about it, I don't think Mance can actually shoot with his trappers. Okay, so the Raiders are activating, and I think just going to go in for a front charge. Oh, nice roll. Yeah, I think, yeah, I hate to go back to it, but the Wilding Diplomacy that went off, if he had put the wounds here and put a vulnerable token here, I think this unit could have been dead. Okay. I don't think they're panicked. Probably just a misclick. So we got 7 dice on 3s. Do we see the last card come out? Is it the second Overwhelming Assault? With Sundering and Critical Blow, he could kill them. It should be 7 dice on 3s due to the raid leader. Alright, looks good. We got 7 dice hitting on 3. Okay. Looks like we got... Ooh, did he only roll 6 dice? He should be 7 because he's ganging up. I only see 6 dice. It should be 7, I'm pretty sure. He's rerolling the misses, and he's hitting on 4s. I think he forgot about gang up. That's a big deal. That would have been 6, maybe 7 hits. So 5 saves on 4+. Oh, he lost 4. Oh my god. He's gonna live. He can't lose 4 guys to a failed panic without another There's Too Many. But interesting what this means is, it means that Harma can now kill this unit again. He passes the panic. Harma can kill this unit again. Hilariously, if he had played There's Too Many now, this unit would have been dead. Harma, with even after getting charged, in the flank even, I'd say. Actually, I take it back. If Cold Hands charges her flank, she'll be weakened. So she may not be able to kill up John. Kill up these Sword Bros, sorry. Okay, so I think you have to now activate Cold Hands. You gotta cripple Harma. The other play is you actually use the Sword Brothers and assume, like, he might say, okay, even if I charge Harma in the flank and deal a bunch of damage and deal a weaken token, maybe she still kills your Sword Brothers, and to get 0 out activations out of them would be a big deal. So, looks like Peter's hovering around the Ranger Vanguard, so I think he's going in for the charge. I think with a movement of 7, he should be able to get into the flank. Oh, yeah, that's a... Oh, it's barely a flank, I should say. Not easy. It's barely a flank, thanks to Watcher on the Wall. But he didn't measure 7. He only measured 6. I wonder if he forgot about the extra inch. Nah, he's going for it. I'm sure he knows he's got 7 inches. Peter, I gotta say, has been pretty methodical. Yeah, he's going for the full 7 into the flank. 7 dice. Could be a lot of damage. She's near the corpse pile. It's a flank and intimidating presence. This could be bad. This could be bad. Rolling for the charge. Is good. So we're going to have 7 attacks in the flank, saving on 6s. Worst case scenario, you lose 11 guys. So you should live, and you have one more chance to try and pop those sword bros. Is there a diversion tactics? You know, if you got diversion tactics, maybe you throw Mance in. Oh, I think it's probably too far out of range, right? I don't know what the trigger is on diversion tactics. Yeah, don't know. Okay, so weakened and panicked. Ooh, we're playing a sword probably? Yeah, so he's got the whole rainbow. The whole rainbow, an extra attack as well. 8 dice on 3s. This actually could be dead. He could, with perfect rolls... Oh, he's weakened. He's weakened. With perfect rolls, he could kill this unit, but with weakened, it's highly unlikely. Okay, 8 dice on 3s. All right, not a great start. Half missed. Rerolling because of the charge bonus is perfect. Now, weakened token should come into play. Oh, no. He didn't weaken him. Oh, no. He forgot the token, I think. So he's going to lose 7. Is he going to pop the vulnerable? He is. He wants the full Monty. He wants the full one-shot here. Oh, he almost rerolled into a 6. So he loses 8, and now it's a minus a lot panic test. Minus a lot is actually flank, corpse pile, presence, -3. Testing on a 10 with +1 wound because of intimidating presence. This could be a one-shot, but that's a very significant mistake to forget the weakened token. Panic. Oh, he died! He got one shot! Oh, brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. Is he going to remember this time about intimidating presence? I think he forgot earlier. Is he going to remember that he deals +1 wound? Ooh. That is ugly. Oh, man, he remembered. Oh, my God. Yeah, this weakening token may come back in haunt Boggler. Oof. Ouch. They're going to come back, though. They're going to come back, and what's interesting is they can come back and play a role because they have charging volley. You can take the sword, shift, shoot, charge. So units that have rules like that, which I guess is really just Bastard Girls, units that have charging of assault orders, units that have charging through for the watch, have way more utility in this kind of scenario. So he didn't play his last card, and man, I don't know what to do in this case. Maybe you, yeah, do you have Val still? You have Val. Okay, yeah, buddy. You Val forward. This unit's active. You Val forward, and then you charge. Yes, Val over the crown. Let's say no. Val the envelope. Yeah, you don't care about a crown zap, I don't think. No, they could block the flank. And when we count quarters, this is 10 points. This unit... Oh, I think this unit's on the line. Oh my gosh. Let me zoom in here. This unit is literally on the line. So I think, yeah, this dot is the dot, the center. This unit is on the line. So that unit is straddling. And, okay, let's just do some math here. So it's 2-1. Okay, so I think they're going in this quarter. So they're going to own it anyway. Yeah, you might as well Val forward and just try and finish him off. You have actually pretty good odds. 7 attacks hitting on 3s in the flank should kill off the last 4 wounds. And I don't think there's another way for him to heal. There's Stan United Brothers, but I don't know. Yeah, he's got Stan United Brothers, I guess. That could work. I don't know if it works only on infantry, though. All right, so I think we got to see a Val here. We got to see a Val. And then Ygritte can go in a quarter, maybe, to help claim something. Yeah, they need... I wonder where... Okay, let me just think about the possibilities here. If you put these Raiders, 4 plus 4, if you put them in this quarter, it's a tie. If you put them in this quarter, as Peter, if you say they're in this quarter, if you're putting them in this quarter, then it really forces Boggler's hand to Val into a charge. And if that happens, it'll be 2-1, right? Peter will claim this quarter, Peter will claim this quarter, but then Boggler should claim the top left quarter. He's activating Mance. He's checking maybe if he can shoot into a shot. He cannot. Oh, what's this? Oh, he's got it. Stan United Brothers. Oh, yes, I remember now. This card is actually terrible with Cav, right? Because you have to remove models. And the models, oh, I think they're misplaying this. Yes, see, this card is really weird. It says remove up to 4 models. It doesn't say remove up to 4 wounds. So you actually have to remove a whole model, which translates into a single wound. Oh, that's what he did. He played it legit. Wow. He removed 1 horse to restore 1 wound, but he felt like that was important. Props, Peter. Most people don't know that. It's models for wounds. Wow. He took off a whole horse to heal 1 wound. That is... Oh, is Mance going for the charge? He is! Okay. The downside of doing this is oh, he made it in. Wow. Okay. I was going to say the downside of doing this is if you make it in, I think you close off the flank to these... Oh, what the... I think it's a misclick. It's probably a misclick. If Mance is here, I think you close off the flank because of the positioning of the Ranger Trackers. Or the Ranger Vanguard. And they have such a crappy profile, they won't get rerolls to hit because of the Bog also. Yeah, this should be 6 dice on 4s. That probably won't be enough. Versus 7 dice on 3s, which I think is way more reliable. Now, the only thing you have to do is check the distance. This is pretty far, so it probably wasn't a guaranteed charge. 5 is probably here. It was probably a 2+ or a 3+ charge. I mean, Boggler might roll crazy, and Mance, the King Beyond the Wall, might just kill off those Sword Bros. We'll see. So we should have, I believe, 6 dice on 4s. Trappers... yeah, normally it's 5 dice on 5s. It should be 6 dice on 4s due to gang up. No charge. Hey, good roll. Nice roll. 5 hits into 4+ saves. Now, he rolled terrible last time. What will happen this time? Five saves on 4s. Is not a great roll. He lost 3. He's down to 2. Bad panic could be bad here. Bad panic could be bad here. -1. -1 for the panic. Now, what's interesting also is that Mance is near this unit, meaning that any card play that occurs can get cancelled on a 3+ due to counter strategy. We should, and in fact, if he had a shield, he could cancel the shield, which would be pretty huge. Panic at -1! Oh! They're dead! 2 activations down. Holy cow. The King Beyond the Wall, showing you how it's done. Those guys are dead. Wow. And that is it for on-the-table activations. That is it. So, points-wise, okay, John is stuck where he is. They need to agree where this unit of Raiders is. Mance is now claiming this quarter. He's 7 points. So, Boggler can now... Okay, but... Peter has Qhorin. Peter can take this quarter here. So I believe it'll be 2-2. I believe it'll be 2-2. Now, what's hilarious about that 10-point unit resurrecting is that he will still get a Relentless Ward out of it, and he could get a For the Watch. He could get a For the Watch. So Boggler has to really pay attention to his unit positioning and where they are on the flanks. He needs to get away from the flanks which he really can't. This unit here is pretty much stuck because a For the Watch will propel those Sword Brothers into the fight again. Man, that card. Sudden Charge. Sudden Charge Reborn. Okay, so this unit gets a Surge. I wonder what he will do with that Surge. Do you go deep into the flank of the Ranger Vanguard? I mean, why not? Why not? Oh, you know what? They are actually in a spot where they could get charged by these guys. Oh, that'd be kind of cool. If you can kill 2 units, that'd be huge, because Peter can only bring back 1. I didn't even think about the fact that this unit can charge. So what you probably do is you probably throw Ygritte onto a zone to maneuver forward. Sorry, not Ygritte. You throw Val onto a zone to maneuver forward into a guaranteed charge. So the discussing stuff here, not really sure. This unit gets a Surge. They get to go 6. He's just going into face. That's okay. This unit gets a pivot. They are pivoting. Oh, it's a no-win scenario. This is a total Kobayashi Maru here, because if you face the side to take the charge from the For the Watch Sword Bros, you expose your flank to John, who actually has For the Watch on him. So this is a no-win scenario for these raiders, these poor raiders, and they just have to. You should probably face John. John can literally one-shot you. The Sword Bros cannot. The Sword Bros cannot. Okay, so. Okay, so that was Boggler's turn. Now over to Peter. Peter should probably... He doesn't need a zone that bad. He should probably throw Qhorin into a quarter to claim a quarter. And then I believe Boggler should throw down Val onto any zone, really, and then charge these guys here. So it is 2-2. They've each killed... Okay, hold on. He had 6 units on the board. He had 6 units on the board. And yes, he's killed Raiders, Spearwives, and Trappers. So it is 2-2. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, let's see Peter go down. Peter. Presumably, Gilly will not activate. It's not a critical turn to do so. It should be 2-2. I do agree with that. I don't know why it keeps popping up. And I believe Peter is used to claim a quarter. So it'll be 4-4. Close game. Very close game. Very bloody, too. Very, very bloody. He has got his hand hovering over the quarter. Really heavily implies he understands that he can just claim it with the 6-point NCU. And he just has to survive a measly, winky 1 Raider into the front. Which the odds are pretty good. 3 hits, probably 2 fails, probably fast panic. Ooh, what is going on here? Predictable maneuvers. Oh, pretty cool, pretty cool. So he'll get an extra shot. If Peter performs an action, he will get a shot. Actually, that is big. Now, does taking a... Oh, yes, as their action. Oh, wow. Okay, so I think you still do it. 6 shots from Trappers is really not a big deal, I don't think. 3 hit, 2 fail, probably. Oh, he's not activating Peter anymore. He's not activating Peter. I would have probably eaten the hit for a point. That was his last card. Cool. Oh, he's activating Gilly. Wait a second. I feel like... Oh... I don't know. Gilly is so weird. When you have to... Okay. I guess this is fine, right? What should have actually happened was Boggler should have said, okay, start of your turn, I'm going to pick out Peter and the unit, doesn't matter what unit it is, it'll activate it. He says, okay, fine, I won't use Peter, I'll activate Gilly instead. He did make him burn a once per game resource for the envelope. So I think that's great. Using a card to burn, I mean, they're both once per game in a way, I guess, but I think that's a good trade. Gilly's gone, and it'll make burning Peter more painful if and when Peter gets sacrificed. Okay, so it is more than 8. It's a 4+ charge as is. If you throw Val, is he considering putting both NCUs into quarters, I wonder? I would just guarantee it, personally. I would just guarantee it with Val. Val onto the crown will guarantee you that charge. Is he rolling? I think he's just going for it. I think he wants to put both NCUs into quarters. I would guarantee it myself. 4+. Oh! He's like, big, no pain, no gain, sir. No fear. Doesn't need the Val bonus. Okay. Again, my playstyle way more conservative, but that's me. Boggler is definitely more of a YOLO guy, as he said before. Okay, I hope he gets rewarded here. Maybe he'll spike dice and do some crippling damage. 6 dice on 4s. Yeah. Oh, wow. Good start. 5 hits already. All right, 5 hits. 5 saves on 5s. You should probably kill a horse rider here. 5 saves on 5s. Oh, good roll. Wow, he rolled the opposite of what I expected. So only 2 wounds taken. There are 4 wounds left, so he cannot die to a panic fail. He's an even Steven for the panic. Even Steven is a pass. Okay, so let's do some math now. Well, okay, hold on. I was going to do some math. It all depends where Peter goes. The obvious play for me is claim a quarter, I think. Now, if he does that, what does Boggler do? Boggler was going to put 1 NCU over here. This way, they each have 2, and I don't think there's a way. Yeah, that's why I don't think. I mean, it worked, so I shouldn't complain. But okay, now is there a better spot to put Peter? I'm saying put Peter here. We can also put Peter. Let's say here. 6 plus 8 is 14, so he can claim 2. He can claim 2, and he'd only get 1. That's better than 2/2. Yeah, so Peter should go here, right? Because only 1 Free Folk NCU can go in this quarter. So right now he has 4. He would have 8 points, but Peter's going to have 14 points. So yeah, I think you put Peter in here, actually. So you're going to score 2. This unit's on the lines. You say it's in the same zone as Mance. So he's going to score 1, and that's good. 2-1. 2-1 if you put Peter here. Okay, he's going into the empty quarter. Okay, so I think that makes it 2-2, no? He'll have these 2 quarters, and then once an NCU goes in here, it'll be 2-2. I think Peter should have gone in this quarter. Math. The maths. Oh, he's changing his mind. Okay, that's the right play, I think. So that'll be 2-1 now. And now, yeah, it doesn't really matter where the NCUs go. You can't overpower Peter and the Rangers. And you already have this quarter, and you can't overpower John here. So I think that's the round. You get a Crown Zap. You could Crown Zap, I guess. You can also maneuver. Hold on. You can maneuver. Oh, okay. So what if you maneuver this unit into here? It doesn't make a difference, right? Because you still have 14 points here, and this is 11. And even if you throw the other NCU in here, you'd have more. It becomes 1-1. Actually, that is better. That is better. You should do that. You should maneuver Mance into that quarter. It makes it 14 points Night's Watch, 11 points Free Folk, and then throw Ygritte in that quarter as well. You now have 15 points. You score a point, and he scores a point. So you minimize the difference down to 1-1. I think that's the way it should work. The Crown's Up's useless. So yeah, you maneuver Mance here. You abandon this quarter. And you claim this quarter when you throw Mance and Ygritte in this quarter, right? It's 8 plus 3 is 11, plus 4 is 15. This unit, I think, is 14. 7 plus 1 plus 6. All right. Will they reach the same conclusion? Let's find out. Yeah, what is important is where is that unit? And I believe, for anyone who's a bit late to the game, I believe this unit is literally on the line, which I think means that since the center is on the line, I believe this square is equally split between those two quarters. So Peter gets the choice. Peter gets the choice. And if I was Peter, you probably want to put the unit in the same quarter as John, because John has 10 points here. And even with an NCU, this unit cannot overpower John controlling that quarter. Okay, so we got Val being moved. Yep, Val's moving into the quarter, so it sounds like they're doing exactly what I thought would make the most sense. And then we just see Ygritte come claim the quarter as well, and it should be 1-1. So lots of action, but actually fairly low scoring as points go. It might be a long one. I may regret streaming 3 games today. We'll find out. I do love Val. You know, giving you the 5th zone as a maneuver is so powerful. Normally the 5th zone is kind of inconsequential, but to turn it into a very powerful maneuver, and these kinds of games are all about maneuvering, is super important. So yeah, they're doing the hangover meme where they're like doing all the calculations. But yeah, Ygritte should go in here, and that should score him. Ooh, Zooster. I like Zooster's opinion. Okay, cool. So it looks like it'll be 1-1. And we're off to round 3. Now, how much is Boggler going to bring back? He's got a lot of dead. He should definitely bring back Ygritte. Harma. Harma is the unit to bring back for sure. And then the question is, where do you actually put her? Now, I believe first player has to deploy their destroyed unit first. Yeah. Which is so bad, because it means that the monstrous sword bro watch captain combo can deploy as a reaction to that. And unfortunately, there's really no great spot for Harma, because if you put Harma here, yes, you can do a shot, do a charge into John, but you're not going to kill him. You're highly unlikely to kill him without support. Yeah, so I don't know. Harma's the play. I believe Harma's the play. There's no point putting Raiders or Trappers, right? Harma, and especially because Harma gives you the ability to share abilities, you really want Harma to come down. You also don't want to lose Harma. Yeah, the scary thing is if he doesn't... Oh. I think I disconnected. So I do apologize, folks. I was talking and I disconnected. Let me see if I can get back to the game. Hold on, that's not... here it is. I do apologize, folks. I don't know if my computer overheated, perhaps. think they're still in the game, so it was probably just me. I guess I should ask the chat. Can you hear me, chat? Is this still recording? Can anyone just type? Okay, cool, fantastic. All right, I'm glad we are still on. Is it recording still? Nope. Yep, still recording. Looks good. Okay, slight hiccup. So we're at the top of 3, and we've resurrected our units. So yeah, it looks like he's going for the play, and it looks like in reaction to that, Peter is setting up a countercharge. Yeah, this is unfortunate because it does force Boggler's hand. Boggler kind of has to take the sword into a charge, and that's going to let him get flanked. Did that already happen? It has not yet happened yet. He's reconsidering, I guess, deploying. Unfortunately, there's no... I guess he could. He could deploy on his side over here, and that would prevent him from getting charged. Right. I always think you deploy in the flank, but you don't. You could deploy centrally. So Boggler could go here in the middle, and he will not get charged by these guys. In fact, he could even possibly shoot charging volley into the flank of John from this position. But yeah, by doing this, he has forced himself to take the sword right away, which will guarantee that he gets charged. And if he doesn't take the sword right away, he'll get charged for free, right? So he has to... And the really scary thing is, a For the Watch charge will get the charge, and then the Watch Captain still has Relentless to do a second attack and finish the unit. So I think if I was in Boggler's situation, I would just move Harma down to the middle, because you're literally going to lose her in a second. You're going to lose her to a For the Watch charge into a Relentless attack. But I guess he's going for it. He is the YOLO, so he's going for... You know what? He might one-shot John. He did refuel his cards. Maybe he's got some crazy cards here. But what crazy cards are you looking for? Probably Crit Blow, right? Crit Blow would be the card to look for. Good play on Boggler to get through 9 cards right away. Oh my gosh. Peter's gone through 13 by the top of 3, which is pretty insane. I think that's the shot. Oh, disaster. 0 hits on the shot. Brutal. 0 hits on the shot. He needs every lick of damage to kill these guys here. And not disorderly, thankfully. Okay, so they're in the rear with the gear. And we've got 7 attacks hitting on 4s, ignoring all the armor. You know, Styre here is only really giving you an extra attack. You don't need the Sundering. I wonder if he would have been better used somewhere else to guarantee a kill on these Ranger Vanguard. But you know what, though? You can't predict it, right? What if he gotten 4 hits? And then what if that extra dice made a difference? So I can see why you're trying to lock it down. It's a bit of a gamble. I don't see card play, though. I don't see card play. Okay, 8 hits. 8 hits into the rear. 8 hits into the rear. 6 is a save. By now, we imagine Peter's drawn a shield, though. Oh, you know what's horrible, too, is that John actually has a Raid Beater in there because of Take the Black. So it's going to be really painful when those guys come in. 6s on 8 dice. He's rolled 0 6s. Do we see his shield pop out? Do we see his shield pop out? Looks like no. Wow. 13 cards deep, no shield. Very interesting. Now, he did discard some cards. Maybe he discarded shield. Like, I didn't see him play light earlier. Okay, now it's -2 to the panic. Do we see a there's too many? Maybe there's a there's too many for a YOLO -3 panic test at +1 wound. All right, -2 is a fail, but it's only 1 wound. So John will survive. John will survive. He's going to play fire for a reroll. Pretty cool. -2 still. Overall, because the rear bonus, -2. -2 is going to be a fail. Still a fail. Still a wound. Okay, well, the card's still attached. Yeah. Okay, this unit should also be activated. This unit should also be activated. So that's going to be important. They remember that they're actually activated when they respawn. Okay, so we're seeing a Wildling Diplomacy come down. He's gonna say, oh, this is actually very key. You cannot let Peter, oh, this is great play. This is great. This is great. You cannot put Peter onto the horse, because that will most likely kill John. When I say Peter, I mean Qhorin. Qhorin goes by the name, Peter goes by the name Qhorin, which is why I'm getting confused. That's huge. Huge loss of tempo. Now, you could put him on the bag, and I believe you put this down after you're resolving the effect zone. So you could put him on the bag, heal him up, but then you put a vulnerable and deal wounds here and finish off this unit. You know, there's quite a few legs in the game still. I thought it was looking bad for the free folk after losing so many units, but oh, he's still going for it. Whoa, the madman. The madman. Is he going for a retreat? He's got to go for the watch. Oh no, that was Peter. He can't even switch. Oh, this is huge. Dead. Dead, dead, dead. Wow. Okay, that's a point. And you know what? This could be the tipping point of the game. If these Ranger Vanguard die as well, Peter is going to be severely behind with only 2 combat trays on the table. And then it's all about just capturing quarters. Now, this unit does not get a pivot, unfortunately. That was not due to melee. And now what will Peter do? Okay, so technically Peter should have maneuvered first. I think he meant to retreat. So the movement is kind of wasted. That is pretty big. If I was Boggler, I would probably, what is this? I would just charge in. I would charge in with Mance and try and deal 4 wounds. Just kill off his activations on the table. Maybe you take the horse yourself. No, you can't take the horse yourself. I was going to say, maybe you take Val and run this unit away so they don't die. But they can't even charge. This unit cannot even charge. Because both zones were taken, they can't even charge. They can only maneuver. So this is a huge round for the free folk. They need to capitalize on points here, and they did get a point. This is actually a very, very big round. And Peter has gone down on a zone, meaning he cannot capture a quarter. Now, Sam, oh, what's this card? For the watch. Ooh, not useful though, because both zones are taken. And this unit cannot charge. Oh, I think you're going to ask me a question about how does this interact? I don't even think it matters, right? Because, I think he's saying, what if I put For the Watch on first and then take the horse? That would result in a charge here, resolve the charge, and then kill John. Okay, so I think the rewinding time a little bit to let that happen, which is fine. I think that would be, I think that's the expected play. So he had a second copy in his hand, which is why he didn't use Jor. Okay, cool. So rolling for the charge. Now this is bad. Oh, he rolled disorderly. Doesn't matter though because of martial prowess. But I just realized you can Val, retreat, and not suffer a second attack. Now that John's gone, you can Val, retreat, not suffer a second attack. And Peter's influence is going on the unit. I say Peter. Qhorin's influence is going on the unit. But they cannot... Hold on. Maybe they can. 7, 8, 9. 9 dice can one-shot this unit. Oh! And he's very cleverly positioned himself so that a retreat may not be possible. A retreat is always possible. Ooh, because he can always retreat this way. Okay, so if he rolls perfect here, and you know what? This unit will be vulnerable with rerolls from the Sword Bros. He could very likely kill 9 guys with his attacks, and then it's all about the crit panic fail to finish off the unit. That would be a big deal. This unit is 10 points. This unit is 7. So that matters. Means that a 4-point NCU could claim this quarter, or a 4-point trade like this could claim the quarter too. All right, so we should be popping martial prowess here. He threw away a light, I saw. He's popping the order. Looks good. Kind of like Obiscius. He's throwing his tokens onto the unit itself. And you know what? That makes sense because there's another order to be done, which is Relentless. So 7 dice on 3s. They are vulnerable. I saw the yellow token pop up. Yeah, I know, right? Oh, okay, let's see what's happening now. He should 100% take the horse anyway. Risk and kill the... Yeah, no. Yeah, so I think they kind of rushed it and they rewound a little bit to make it okay. We don't know what they're saying in the chat, so maybe they already discussed this all. Okay, can this unit one-shot the Spearwives? The answer is they can, but will they? 9 dice on 3s, saving on 6s with vulnerable. Good start. Good start. He needs both these to hit the one-shot. Oh, God. Oh, dear. Oh, God. Okay, so in my brain, it's a 1 in 3 chance that this unit gets one-shot now. I assume they're going to feel panic at -1, even though 8's not terrible. And the question is, does he roll a 3 on the D3? 6s into 6s. He did roll quite a lot of 6s. Decent chance of actually making a 6 on 3 dice. Not 50%, but decent. Oh, they're going to live! One free folk means... One symbol, I should say, means they're not going to get one shot. That was huge! Watch him roll a 3 now. Watch him roll a 3 in the D3. Watch him roll a 3 in the D3. I thought we were out of the age of one-shots. Isn't this edition about no one-shots? Okay, he passed the panic anyway. Okay. Whew. Okay, so the play now, I believe, is Val for the retreat so that they don't get their relentless attack. Val for the retreat is the play, I believe. Oh boy, some discussion happening. Maybe it's not as obvious. Maybe there's a better play. I mean, the other play is you try and kill these Ranger... No, they're not doing anything, right? Like, sure, they can attack. They're not going to kill a Trey. Yeah, this is not important. I think you retreat with Val. Whoa, 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 whoa. He's going for the attack. No, 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 sir. You want to retreat. Retreat. He's got Relentless. Oh, he's attacking with Raiders? What? Oh, he rolled for the charge, and he rolled disorderly. Brutal. He should have retreated. That's going to cost him. That is going to cost him the unit when they swing back with Relentless. Okay, so he does get an extra attack. He does hit a +1, so it should be 6 dice on 4s. He does have Mance for counter strategy for no shield, but I suppose shield would have been played earlier anyway, right? He got a good roll, man. He got a really good roll. There's 4 wounds left. He's saving on a 5. He could kill this. You know, despite everything I've said, maybe this... I mean, the results might be good. The results might be really good. And the unit is dead! The unit is dead! He failed all 4! Wow! Wow, 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 wow. The ends justify the means, right? The ends justify the means. I dare you to refer to Jor as Frank. Okay. Okay, folks, I have a call coming. Give me 1 second. Okay, folks, I may have to step out quickly, but we'll wait for that to happen. All right, so Boggler has 5. Let's see how many points can he rack up. He's going to lose this unit to Relentless. That's fine. Mance is here. He's going to get 1. And he still has 2 NCUs. So I think Boggler can only get 2 points from the zones. I think Boggler can only get 2 points from the zones. So that should put him to 7, and Peter should get 2 more as well. He should kill these Spearwives, and he should get a point from the quarter. So it should be 7-5. But the critical thing is, Peter's only bringing back one of these trays, and these trays, he does have For the Watch. I shouldn't say anything. He's got For the Watch, so John can still do a thing. All right, we have a sword here for the extra attack, I guess. Fine. Yep, totally fine. This is a lot of dice. 7, 8, 9, 10 dice fully powered up. Death Star is fully operational, people. 10 dice hitting on 3s. We got 5 hits. Can he spike some 6s? Five dice on 6s. No, they are dead. Okay, so the round should end. Okay, hold on. He's got Sam. I forgot about that. So they should actually score 2 points each from quarters. This will be claimed by the Sword Bros. This will be claimed by Sam. He'll throw down an NCU in this quarter. So it should be 2-2. So it'll be 7-6. So not as bad as I thought. But the problem again is that Peter's down quite a few activations. So all Boggler really has to do is try and score points off the quarters. I'm just trying to think, is there any clever way to stop things from happening here? Ooh, I think he's got to be aggressive. I don't like how he's moving away. This unit is a blender, and it should really be pushing forward. He's acting scared from raiders. You know, these raiders are unassisted. They only have 6 attacks hitting on 4s. Having said that, next round, the Spearwives are back. The Spearwives will be back next round, so we'll see. All right, so now it's just a bunch of shuffling around, and it should be 7-6 at the end of the round. He loses For the Watch. He does. They don't come back with cards. They come back pretty much fresh without anything lost or gained. Man, that wording on that mission is so weird. I definitely misread that a couple of times. So, yeah, they come back fresh. But the funny thing is Jor can just bounce the other For the Watch that's on the table, is what I'm trying to say, right? Is that John can deploy, for example, on the side here, and then first activation Peter does is activate Jor, flip the For the Watch onto John's unit, take the horse, and flank charge these raiders, pull back and shoot. So, smart play. Look at this play here. He is moving into the middle. He understands that John is a threat. You got to stay away from the sides. You got to stay away from the sides where John can just do some crazy charges via For the Watch. So he's moving to the center, which I really like. Minimize the impact John has. And I would actually turn around as well and just face the side. In case John goes for a YOLO charge, just turn around. Turn around. The scary thing is Mance. Mance is probably in danger range. If I was to guess, this is 6. It looks like probably 8. And John moves 6. So I think Mance is in range of getting killed. And that unit is significant. Alright, so let's see here. I think that's it for combat activations. More or less at this point. And it's just about where the NCUs claim things. So it should be 2-2 each. Oh, Be right back, folks.
Incoming message.
Okay, folks, I'm back. Apologies. Life gets in the way sometimes. So, looks like they've moved on to the next round. Nope, I lied. Still deciding. Whoa! Sam took the crown. He's not taking a zone. Panic at -2. Kills 3. But that was not worth it. Losing a point to remove 3 wounds was not worth it. And yeah. It's now 7-5 instead of 7-6. I think Samwell should have been used to claim a quarter instead. Looks like another... Ooh. He chucked theirs too many. Good play. Bit about a Beth. Apologize here. He doesn't expect many more combats to occur. So he's cycling through. I don't know which cards he's looking for, though. Again, I'm not super familiar with Free Folk. When the game state is like this, what are you looking for? Now, I predict John will respawn here. But interestingly, if he does that, Harma can counter spawn next to John out of line of sight and threatening a counter charge. Well, I guess not. The reason why I say I guess not is because Jor can take the swords to swap for the watch. And this way Ygritte would not, Harma would not get the shot into the charge. But still, if John's here, maybe you throw Harma into... Oh wait, Harma's got Sentinel. Ooh! Harma has Sentinel, right. So you can throw... Yeah, John's position here has to be very calculated. I think you throw John in the middle. And this means that if Harma goes here, she cannot countercharge with Sentinel. Yeah, so I think John's unit goes in the middle. You take for the watch, charge, shot into Mance. And Harma Oh, Harma can go here also, right? Yes, 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 yes. I, for some reason, thought that she can only go on the sides. But she can also go on any deployment. Oh, their deployment edge. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Harma cannot go on this side. So I think the safe place is to put John here. Charge shot here with For the Watch. And Harma can only be here. She'll be out of range. She'll be activated. She can sentinel forward, but she cannot react with a charge. I think that's the play. But if Jorah takes swords to swap free folk, take horse, and John does nothing. I'm sure that was from a while ago, so I don't know the context of that statement. This is actually very good positioning on Peter's part. It means that Harma cannot take a great position because John can just charge her. I wonder if she could sneak into this corner here. But again, I think it's moot. Oh no, there's Sentinel. Sentinel. Sentinel's a thing. Right. He's just going here. He's just going and saying, fine, charge me. And this is actually a lot of points down this quarter. This is 11 points in this quarter. I think Boggler's ahead, but you never know. And he's probably not killing anything this round. Right? So next round, the 8 point... in hindsight, I guess, keep on thinking that this unit is worth a lot of points. It's not. This is only 7 points. Oh, you know what? The 7's a magical number. 7 is a magical number because 7 plus an NCU is 11. So I think if I was playing, I would probably put Harma here and give myself the option to contest this quarter where these guys are. She can contest with the help of an NCU. Because I feel like she's just going to get killed here. And you're going to give your opponent a point, and he might claim this quarter. Alright, what is happening? Yeah, so Jorah's taking the sword. He's swapped for the watch. He's rolling a charge with a lot of dice. Oh, traps from Mance. Got it. Yeah, he could one-shot Harma here, for sure. Yeah, it's 16 dice. Saving on 6s at -1 panic twice. Yeah, it would be really bad if this unit died. Really, really bad. Now, if you don't die, this is 11 points. This is 7 plus 7 is 14. Yeah, if your goal... You know what? Yeah. If you don't put Harma here, you just kill Mance, right? It's tough. Regular charge into the flank. I think this is Harma's second spawning. Alright. Does Peter roll good? Does he roll well, I should say? Does he roll well, and does he one-shot Harma? Oh, Hunters. Oh, for the watch. Such a good card. Yeah, I may have just given up this quarter and said, fine, I'll throw Harma here. And then with Val, maybe sneak in. And if they come towards you, you can sneak out with Val. And then this unit here can, redeploy somewhere else to claim another quarter. Yeah, this unit can then go into the top right, maybe. 6 hits so far. Bad news for Boggler. This means more than half the unit's probably going to get killed. 7 dice and a panic test coming up. It's looking really bad for Harma's unit. 7 dice on 6s. We got a lot of 6s. 3 6s. Huge. This unit not getting one shot is a huge, huge deal here. Panic at -1. Not within range of Mance. They're still likely to die with a shot and a second panic test, but there's hope. They fail big on the panic and take 3 more. So that's probably a wrap for Harma. Probably a wrap. Yeah. 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 One inch retreat. Yeah, I think I agree with Hibiscus. I would have just tried to end the game by scoring 3 zones. I don't... Okay, let's just think about that. If Harma doesn't go here, right? Harma could have gone down here, let's say. Harma could have gone in this quarter and been completely safe. This unit could pivot and march towards here with the Relentless Order and a march. But then you have this unit that could go back here. And with the help of an NCU claim, another NCU comes here as in claims. I think Boggler was guaranteed 2 points this round, and I wonder if that would have been enough to end the game next round. Such a crazy mission. So much to calculate. Rich, my buddy Rich, calls this mission the Brain Breaker. You have to consider all the possibilities. Oh my god. Is he going for a flank shot? No. No. Okay, he's just trying to stay outside of Mance's arc. Yes. Okay. Okay. He's barely getting range of these Spearwives. 7 shots into the flank. Good odds to kill here. And he's angling. This unit isn't dead yet. They're pretty dead. They're pretty dead. Yeah. 7 saves on 6s. Yeah. They're not dead yet until that will happen. Yeah. Yeah. Hole? Oh, I guess it's 5s. I guess they get a pivot first. Yes, okay. I mean, that's twice as many saves you're probably going to make now. You know, you may not lose the whole unit to... Oh, you know what? This could be big. He could spike and then roll average on panic. Never mind, he failed 6 saves. Okay, they're dead. But yeah, you know, he could have actually survived that. If Peter had rolled a bit less, if he rolled a bit more, he could have survived that. It's close. Okay, so now it's 7-6. Now, this is 11 points here. This is 7 points. Boggler can still score 2, but he can't score 3. Okay, so if they each score 2, it becomes 9-8. Wow, this game might end. Yeah, maybe you just do a full retreat. You know what I mean? Everything just pulls back. Oh, you know what you could do? I was going to say Mance can turn around. Sorry, you can use the horse, turn around Mance, march into this zone, put an NCU here. That gives you 11. But Peter has NCUs too, right? So that's the thing. We're only assuming Boggler's using NCUs, but Peter can also use NCUs. I think Boggler has to save 2 of his NCUs to claim the top and bottom quarter. Oh, you know what I realized? Steyer is a 5-point NCU. I just forgot. He's a 5... So he can actually go in this quarter, and he can... No, not Val. Val lets you maneuver. She gives you options. No, not Val. Okay. You can put Steyer here, and that forces one of these NCUs into this quarter too. I don't know why you would do that, right? This ties it up. This is a tie. Oh, no, it's not a tie. I'm dumb. This is a 10-point unit. This is 7 plus 3. I can't count. That's why. So this is fine. This is completely fine. Sorry, Boggler. You are correct. 10 versus 11. So that forces Peter to put an NCU in this corner. And yeah, it will be 2-2 as a result. It'll be 9-8. Oh, what? What? I guess it doesn't matter, right? He could have used... Yeah, if he uses Samwell, it's totally fine. Oh, he's taking it. Oh my god, I forgot for the watch. I forgot for the watch, and I think so did Boggler. Now, the good news is he doesn't get quick fire, and Mance is morale 5, so you probably don't kill Mance. Now, you're getting +1 movement, so this is 9, and you move 7, so it's a 2+. Yeah, that was a mistake. You should have taken the horse yourself and just turned around, probably. With regret, no less. Oh, he failed! Okay. No reroll, right? No reroll. For the watch was not played this round, and there's no watch on the wall. That is significant. Ooh, okay. Let me have a word with you, Mr. Mance Raider. Let me have a word with you. Endless Horde would be... Yes, this game mode is really stressful, but I do love it, I gotta say. Endless Horde would be huge, and you know what? He can't even use it this round. It's round 4, no Endless Horde. He's gone through 11 cards. That is unfortunate. I'm sure if he had it by now, he would have played it on the horse. Okay, so. He only has... Okay. Yeah, I don't think you can use Val to maneuver anything anywhere relevant. I think you probably just march Mance forward and spin around. I think you put your other NCUs in the quarters to claim. And I think Sam goes in the same quarter as Ygritte to also claim. So I think it's 2-2. And I think by the thinnest of margins, I think Boggler will win. Unless Mance goes down to an attack next turn. So I think Boggler has to take a march straight forward, spin, and then in his first activation, he needs to take the horse to prevent John from for the watching into him. John can turn with his activation and charge with the sword, but you can see it coming and block the sword, right? Okay, so what is going down? Nothing too relevant anymore. I think the rest is pretty predictable. Oh, what is going on here? I see some arrow pointing. Gets me a bit nervous. That is true. That is true. Good call, Biscius. Yeah, so predictable stuff comes out. The scary thing is, though, is that... Okay, no, I shouldn't say that. I was going to say that if you put Spearoids behind John, John could kill the Spearoids, but unlikely after they take a shot and a charge into the rear. They'll probably strip off a rank or two, and that will reduce John's damage output. So yeah, that's a good play. I can totally see that. Yep. Yeah, these units should just spin around. I don't think... Yeah, you should hug the middle because you want to avoid these guys spawning here and doing a For the Watch with Jor into them as well. So yeah, you just hug the center, I think. And I think you march Mance past. You just march right to the board edge, you spin around, you take the horse first. We see a dice being thrown. Is he charging? Okay, maybe he's charging because he knows Spearoids are coming in next. I mean, I respect that. And you know what? With Mance here, you can also counter strategy the shields. I mean, it's very risky. You're not expecting a lot of damage from trappers, honestly. But, you know, he's proved me wrong before. He's gotten a lot of damage from unexpected sources. How many cards do you have? 3. Okay, we got 1 hit. Let's look for 2 more. They got 1 hit. Oh, man. Wrong one. Card being played here. Watcher on the wall. Wait a second. What happened? This unit has not activated yet. Oh, dear God. Okay, no. Yeah, they can't charge. With a maneuver, they cannot. I think they're too far. Am I crazy, or was that a really weird roll from Mance? I guess he rolled a 1 for his charge, because he didn't re-roll. He did kill a ranger, though. He did pull down a ranger. Ooh! Yeah, so we can see the problem of lining your unit against the board edge. You get some real... You can't do this. So this is illegal. You are allowed to pivot off the board edge, but you cannot end your pivot off the board edge. Yeah. So he's going to do a march into a maneuver, I imagine, to threaten this unit next round. I mean, this is what I think Boggler would do. Boggler's all about the aggression. I think the safe play would have been to march back here. I don't know if you throw spears back here. Yeah, the next round will be the game. Yeah, and he's already activated, and he's facing the wrong way. He should be facing these sword bros, which are actually on the table. You can use the terrain to help save your life, right? So, so it's now Peter's turn. Peter has sword bros left. I would just march 10. March 10 into a maneuver. You're too far to charge. You're going to claim that quarter. It should be 9-8, yeah. And I think if they both score 2, I think Boggler can get a win. He just needs to figure out how to score those last 2 points. It means keeping Mance alive, and it means not getting charged by sword bros. I think he did the watch captain order there. I mean, he could charge. They have watcher on them. They do. This unit moves 6, and they get a reroll to the charge. So right now it's out. Right now it's out. I think he's barely outside of 12. Oh, he's within 12. So a 6 with the reroll could make it, but the safer play is just to march. Oh, he's going to contest. He's going to contest this quarter. Really smart play. Oh, it's going to be 9-9. Oh, wow. Yeah, so this unit's going to march into here. Oh, but Styre. Styre is 5 points. Styre can claim this quarter again. Yeah, so it should be 2-2. Yes. This unit should just spin around and face... Yes, you should actually come back and help Mance. I think you come back, put yourself barely in the top right quarter, and I think you support Mance. But, you know. So yeah, you put Val into this quarter. So Peter has top left, Boggler has top right. If these is march 10 into here, Peter will have bottom right. You throw Styre in the bottom left, and it's 2-2. Yeah, so we're seeing a... Oh? I guess he's just checking what would the charge look like. It should be a 6 with a reroll. And you know what? You might as well, actually, right? You might as well go for the charge. Very little to lose, and you might connect, and you'll still be in that quarter anyway. So, yeah, 6 with a reroll. I think he's going for the charge. 6 with a reroll. Why not? This would be humongous. Would it be humongous? It would be humongous, right? Because you're going to lose a quarter anyway. You just lose an activation for next round. All right, looking for 6 with a reroll, I imagine. Yes, you would be in that quarter if you went 50-50. Yes. Okay. How is he pivoting and marching? I could have sworn he pivoted. Okay, he wants to check. I mean, I think this is wrong. I think he's pivoting and marching. That will put him in that quarter. Or maybe he's saying, what if I fail the charge? I think he's checking for a failed charge. I think he's going for the charge, and he's checking if he fails, if he rolls a 4, if he makes it in. So it doesn't make a big difference, because I think with the right NCU play, you still make it 2-2. I think it's all about the 6. That's all that really matters. I mean, good angle. I think the angle is good. It's getting you the most into this bottom right quarter, and you just need to roll a 6 now. No problem. Easy game. 6. All right, let's try that again. I believe he gets a reroll due to... I think he gets a reroll due to Watcher on the Wall. Okay, well, he's in that quarter. That's fine. Yeah, so we're seeing the power of these 5-6-point NCUs in a scenario like this. They fail their panic. They pass their panic, so no damage done. So now Boggler should put Star in this quarter, and then Val in this quarter, and then call it a round and move on to the next round. I think it's just Boggler now, yeah? Yeah, it's just Boggler. He should be able to math it out. He should be able to math it out. Yep. Cool. Boom. 9-8. Okay. The nice thing is that if this unit murders these free raiders, they don't give away a point since they're insignificant. So we do expect murder, but they won't lose a point at least. Okay, close game, 9-8. So can Peter find a way to tie it up? Can Peter find a way to tie it up? Will Endless Horde at this point in the game make a difference? What is he playing here? He is chucking Endless Horde. He is chucking Endless Horde. Okay. He is chucking Endless Horde. Okay, I guess he's not banking on it, right? He's saying, I don't need it. A 4-point tray coming on is not a big deal. Is that true? Is a 4-point tray coming not a big deal? I guess it's not a big deal. I don't know. I think it's always a big deal. It's an activation. It buys time. We'll see. And what do you do? Okay, so you need to make sure you both score 2 points. Okay. It's scary because Peter gets to throw on an 8-point unit. I feel like Peter cannot sacrifice Qhorin this game. He's too important of a piece to claim quarters with to sacrifice. And there's nothing actually that important to sacrifice anyway. There's nothing too scary or dangerous. So I think he will always be used, probably to claim a quarter. Yeah, he's got 2 NCUs that can claim quarters on their own, and they outpoint the free folk. Okay, so the question is, do you go for the charge on John? And you know what? You're activated. I was going to say you do get a double attack, but you don't, because they come back activated. He's going for it. I mean, that would seal the game. That would definitely seal the game, right? Shot into charge. He does have Mance here also for counter strategy. All right, where do these guys go? They're going here because of For the Watch. For the Watch. Man, Jor is so crazy. The unit that has the card is tied up, so you swap it onto something else. Okay, so the other thing too is that it forces you to commit one of your NCUs to the board. At this point of the game, it's almost not worth doing that. Now, the interesting thing is you probably don't need Styre for this attack. right? You're only getting +1 attack out of it, and Star's probably too useful as a 5-point NCU to claim a quarter. You probably use Ygritte. You use Ygritte, and who do you influence? You don't really. There's no big priority. For the Watch is still a card. I don't know who you influence. I don't know if it really matters a lot. Okay, so Snow Star took the sword. You're only getting an attack out of it. Star can claim a quarter, which I feel is way more important. I don't like that. But, you know, it is what it is. 4 shots, only 1 hit. Boggler's been rolling pretty low on the actual ranged attack. Watch that 1 attack make a difference, and Boggler proved me wrong, you know? So, you know, maybe every attack matters. Saving on a 6. Nope. Does he have a shield? Does he have 2 shields? You know, Boggler, I mean, Peter's gone through 18 cards. Okay, so the shield comes down. We have counter strategy. Is counter strategy... Oh, and he blocked it! There is this thing called counter strategy on Mence, which can be used to block this shield. But he's choosing not to block it. Is there a more important card? Oh, it does... Okay, hold on. I forgot about Sentinel. Sentinel is attacked. When another friendly unit in long range gets attacked, what is the difference between that and... I think they have the same timing. After this ranger completes an attack, it seems to be after a unit completes an attack. So I think his gets priority, and then he'll get charged by this unit here. After another friendly unit in long range is attacked, after this unit completes an attack, I think it's the same timing. It sounds pretty the same to me. Okay, so this is huge because he's going to block a hit now. It's 1 less damage. And again, I feel like Boggler forgot counter strategy. I don't think there's a more important thing to block right now. But to be fair to Boggler, Peter at this point may have both shields anyway. I didn't check his discard. I haven't been paying super close attention, but I feel like Peter has both shields. Okay, we need some big money here. We need 7 dice, hitting on 4s, and a big panic fail. Oh, he didn't play Overwhelming Assault either, I don't think. So there's no crits coming. That was a pretty bad start. Into not a good follow-up. Only 4 hits. That could have been an initial roll. Okay, this might be game. He's going to lose a point here, so it might be tied up. And once it's tied up, I think because of the big heavy points Peter has... Oh, he's saving on 6s. He already blocked 2. So he's blocking 3. He's only taking 4 wounds. I guess it didn't matter. He was going to get 1 shot anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So he's losing 4. Yeah, the panic fail will not kill him. So... I don't know. Passes the panic too. Okay. Can he... I think he loses this unit. He's going to get charged in the rear. I think he loses this unit, and I think Peter will be able to score 2. And I think Boggler might be able to score 2, but he may not. The reality is he actually may not be able to score 2. Now that he puts Styre onto the Spearwives, he may not be able to score 2, depending how units move. Block Quickfire? Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. That's true. Quickfire is a whole load of damage. Maybe he meant to block Quickfire. That's true. I think Shield's more important personally. Because it's forevermore, you're going to be blocking a hit. I mean, I say forevermore as if the game has a lot of legs in it. I think the game's pretty much wrapped up this round. So maybe you're right. Maybe Shield endgame is not a lot of value, and maybe it's better to block the Quickfire. So we got 7 hits so far. 6 hits, saving on 6s on the Spearwives. They are morale 5. They may not take panic damage, so they only lose 5, quote unquote only. And then it's -2, -3 for Intimidating Presence. -3 because Intimidating Presence. So -3 is testing on 8. Not the worst. Not the worst. Failed. They take 2 wounds. Okay. And okay, this is actually not as bad as it could have been. What can happen now? I don't even know. I was gonna say you can take the bag to heal, but that is again 1 less NCU to help you claim quarters. I mean, would an Endless Horde help you? Because it's kind of not, right? I can see that. If you put an Endless Horde down, you have to take the horse, and that is like as if your NCU was taking a zone on the board anyway. But you get an activation out of it. Alright, we see a Jor. Is that going to be a For the Watch swap? Okay, so this could be really scary. This could be free charge into here, and then a charge into here, and a relentless attack that kills them. This unit has a sword, so they're already throwing 9 dice. And guess how many raiders there are? There are 9. Oh, and you know what's really scary is you can go here, and then maneuver into the flank and prepare for your actual charge, where you use your martial prowess order to still get rerolls and make them vulnerable. Yeah. Close, very close game, very exciting. I gotta say it was an exciting game to watch. Not over yet, but it's looking worse and worse as the Night's Watch have been respawning and just dragging down the free folk. So I think we saw a charge, a successful charge, I should say. And I don't think you pop the order. I think you go full greed and save the order for over the corpse pile into these free folk here. So 9 dice hitting on 3s. Oh, he's popping the order. He doesn't want them to live. Okay. To be fair, a double attack here from your next charge and Relentless should probably kill them anyway. He's wanting to make sure he bursts through here. So, average start, 6 hits out of 9. He should get 8 hits, so he needs a panic fail, unless he rolls good, and they all hit. Unless he rolls well, I should say. So 7 hits, saving on 6s with rerolls from vulnerable. It should be 7 dead, and it's all about the panic. With 7 dead, any failed panic will kill them because of disorganized. That conga line. So no... yeah, look at this conga line. It's true. This is funny. So they all failed, so it's all about the panic at -2. Needs to roll a 9. Tough, but not impossible. All right, 9. 9 would save their friends behind them. If he can roll a 9, that would save the lives of their friends behind them. That is not a 9, and they are dead. Okay. So now you surge, but you know you may not kill this. You probably kill this unit. I was going to say maybe don't kill them because of the hindering, but you're still throwing 9 dice, and you have another round of attacks, and there's panic, and this and that. They're probably going to get killed, which would be a huge deal because it means that you cannot claim any more quarters. Presumably, John will kill the Spearwives. Not guaranteed, but if he kills the Spearwives, Peter will win. He will claim 2 quarters. Yeah, that's too bad. Boggler really had it close. Right, Mance is stuck in this quarter. Boggler will score 1. If Star was somewhere else, he could score a 2nd. So I think the game's now going to tip to Peter's favor. I think this should be the last round, assuming. Oh wait, is Peter already at 8? He's already at 8. I'm dumb. Yeah. Oh, but he's at 9. Right. So it could be 10-10. So you need to kill the Spearwebs to make it. Oh, regroup and reform. Regroup and reform. Oh, how do you feel about that? I say this because now this unit's really squishy, right? It's like 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Like you made one unit less squishy, but the other unit is now squishy. So I don't know. John, I mean, this unit's squishier. They have a 6+ save, right? They have a 6+ save. I don't know. Can I, as an observer? No, I cannot. Okay. Okay, so we have, I think, Mance. What's happened there? Oh, he's retreating. He put Val onto retreat. I think that's fine. You only need Ygritte to hold this. Oh, okay, that's actually pretty smart. I take it back. That is pretty darn smart. He regroup reformed. He made Mance weaker, but he's not leaving him in combat. And if he can block Quickfire, then Harma should only eat one set of melee attacks, and she should probably live. So if that's the case, it will go to 10-10, I believe, and we'll have around 6. Yeah, I think John. All right, we see the long plan being played. The cycle. I don't think John can kill these Spearwives. He has 7 attacks because he's now fighting at full rank. 7 plus 3 is 10. I guess in theory he could. It's just very unlikely. All right. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm so stupid. He's got his own NCUs. So he's going to claim this quarter. He's going to claim this quarter. Peter can claim this quarter. And that's going to be 3 points. So he should be at 11. It should be 11-10. I'm sorry. It should be 11-10. He does not need to kill Harma. Because of his heavy-handed NCUs, he can claim quarters, and it should be 11-10. Right? He can just claim this quarter down here. He has pretty great here to claim this quarter. So he's going to have 1, 2, 3 zone. It should be 11-10. That should be the game. That should be the game. Sounds good. Obsiskia, see ya. Yep, you called it before I did. You called it before I did. Yep. He should control 3 zones due to his NCUs. Yes. Alright, we got some cards happening here. Shields and light. Light for rerolls. 7 dice. Right. You got 2 dice happening for some reason. What could that represent? I don't know. Oh, light's really powerful here because not only do you get to reroll your dice, you also get to roll your highest attack value. So actually, that's a lot of dice. That's going to be... It's going to be 7. Actually, it doesn't do anything. Because essentially, John's rule, Boldness and Courage, is doing the same thing as the card. Yeah, we got 7 dice. Rerolling because of light. Into 7 hits. That's a pretty good roll there. 5 6s. So 7 saves on 5s. 7 saves on 5s. Pretty good. Only loses 3. Cannot die to panic. And then it's a question of, can he stop Quickfire? If he doesn't stop quickfire, he can absolutely kill those spearwives with a flank shot into a panic. I mean, the panic actually is on 6, so it's not likely to fail, but... Oops. Oh, no! Did he feel panic? Did he lose 3 more? I think he did. Oh, what? He's targeting there. Oh, yeah, that was a failed panic. Brutal. Okay, well, it doesn't matter anyway. Well, it might matter. It's all about, can he stop quickfire? Can he stop quickfire? So the order is being made. He needs to roll 1 dice to stop quickfire. Yeah, and this unit here should be pretty safe. If he charges with their action, they won't die. They shouldn't all die. He should be able to retreat into this quarter. Relentless won't do anything significant. Oh, so he's retreating. I don't know if he's been using counter strategy. Counter strategy, I don't think was played. I don't think he rolled a single dice to stop the shot. Okay. If he's getting a shot here, that is game. For sure. I mean, it's already game. It's probably 11-10, but now it'll be 12-10. Yeah, he seems to be precisely measuring to get within 6. He can do a shift into a shot, no problem. Shift into a shot. Yeah, need to inch for another pixel or 2. Kill off the last 2 spearwives. Yeah, I feel like Boggler probably forgot counter strategy. I mean, he may have rolled it. Maybe he didn't see. Who knows? Okay. 7 dice. 7 dice on 3s. I don't think there's any cards that help you with the shot per se. No extra dice. Seven shots on 3s, folks. And we've got, not bad. 5 hits is plenty to kill 2 dudes. Or 2 ladies, I should say. 5 dice on 6s. And they did. Alright, what does Boggler have left? So, I think it doesn't matter too much. You can activate Mance and just... Actually, what you should probably do, it doesn't even matter. I was going to say, so John firmly controls this quarter. You activate Mance and get into this quarter. Oh, did he have to take the black? He's taking Harma? Oh my god. And he's healing 4 out of that. You get both. The old card used to be one or the other, but now you get both. So it's like healing 5 wounds, which is pretty bananas. He can't stop the shot. Oh, because quickfire happens after the retreat. Ah, thanks, Gamma. That's a good point. I for some reason, thought that it happens during the retreat, but you're right. The quickfire happens at the end of the retreat. So I think he forgot to play counter strategy on the shield that got popped, I guess. Good point. Yeah, he couldn't stop the quickfire. You're right. Yes. Cool. Learning a lot of little subtleties, I gotta say. I'm learning a lot of little subtleties. It's good learning. Okay, so Boggler is down to really 3 activations. He's got his NCU, and he's got these things here. Again, I think the play is you let yourself get charged here. I don't think they can one-shot you over the corpse pile. They have popped their order. He used it against the other unit. They didn't mark it yet. He does have 9 attacks. So if he rolls crazy, he could kill this unit, but it's unlikely. I think you just back up Manson in this quarter. You let yourself get charged. You retreat with your action. And then Peter puts down... what's his face? Sam in this quarter. He gets 3 points. It should be 12. You get 1. It should be 12-10 probably at the end of the game here. And I'm going to get my iPad to see if I need to talk to them soon. All right, let's see. It is now Boggler's turn. There's no way to come back at this point, but he can minimize the gap. I think they're thinking really hard. I think Boggler's thinking really hard about how to salvage this game. But to me, the game is pretty much wrapped up. Are they agreeing to this? They are? I think they are. Again, I think it should be 12 because of Sam. Yeah, I think they're just talking it out. Yeah, when you click on this, I assume it means you've kind of wrapped the game up. All right, I'm going to join the Discord. I'll see what they're up to. Give me a second to put myself on mute, and I'll BRB.
Destroyed. We're going with 27 to 25 points destroyed.
Okay, good afternoon, folks. I am back with Peter and Boggler. So I want to say that was a really, really back and forth game. You know, it was tight in the beginning, and then Peter had an advantage, and he lost 2 units, and Boggler had the advantage. And my brain is exhausted after doing all the mental math of figuring out who's going to be in which quarter in NCUs. Let's start with Boggler. How do you feel about how the game went? And tell us your thoughts.
Yeah, the game is really fun, actually. The game mode, probably less fun. It could end. It seemed like literally the same thing was happening every round. If you thought that as a viewer, then you would be right. Like, literally the same thing happened every single round. For the watch, horses or swords, basically a unit comes on and then it charges, even though it's activated. And for me, the exact same thing. So the Spearwives die, take swords, then they shoot and charge whatever they want. At the end, I tried to stay near the center, but there's so much mobility with Night's Watch. It was really difficult to actually get to spots where I wanted to. And with the order of setup, where I place a unit they're going to charge in the rear. They get sentinel charged by the horses. Just makes honestly like a never-ending loop of fun, which could have gone either way. I don't know. I think that the dice were unfavorable to Peter in the beginning, failing some charges that people probably were wondering about. But I think it's a very fun game. I'm super happy.
Okay.
Thank you for
On
people
that
watching.
topic, I want to ask Peter about that first charge. It was a 5 plus the reroll. Was your grand scheme to actually lose John so that he can come back when you're going first to round 2 for all the For the Watch shenanigans?
So that wasn't the grand scheme. I didn't see it as being the worst thing in the world if he did die. I wanted to make the charge when it came down to it. There was the for sure charge right in front of me, but that's raiders. I would kill raiders. They would just come on at the start of the next round behind me, and I would get 0 victory points for it. So I wanted to kill something that would at least give me a victory point, and then I'd be able to search fourth or retreat or whatever somewhere more useful. But yeah, if they died, I still have For the Watch to be able to recycle it that I put on. So I had that in my hand from the start, and I didn't play it on them right off the bat. I waited until the last possible one would be like, okay, I'll get it out, and I'll be able to GR it over. Yeah. Anyone know how many points? Anyone knows how many points destroyed we're at? We're going with 27 to 5 or to 25.
I don't know. I
would have to rewatch the video to figure it out, but I'm going 27 to 25.
Okay.
Yeah, the Spearwives got killed 3 times. I wasn't really wanting to kill John, but then I managed to get 9 hits in the rear with the Spearwives, with Sundering and rear, and
Yep,
that was panic.
That was pretty good. And then you know what? I think every other Spearwife attack was a little bit lackluster. Your shots were missing from the range attack, and your melee attacks weren't connecting as well. So every time
one's on the charge everywhere.
Yeah, every time you set it up, I was like, oh, this could be really big damage, and then the shots would kind of miss, and it kind of fell apart a little bit. But it was really interesting too that you guys both did a lot of, I think, great calculations. You guys both realized, if I put an NCU here, I can take a point. If I maneuver Mance in this core, I can deny a point here. Like, there's a lot of extra layers of thinking for this mission, which I like. But the respawning definitely messes a lot of things up as well.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you for the game, guys. It was excellent to watch. Have a good luck on your next round, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, folks. All right, so thank you for watching, folks. We got one last game today. It's going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be Table 1 between Canada's very own Steve Hamill from Montreal and Gordy from the Maritimes. So stay with us and watch that epic match. Which Canadian will be playing at the final table? We will see. All right, folks, have a good one. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.